Should Black Israelites flee America before it's too late? Should Black Hebrew Israelites, he, whoa, Salakia. Before it's too late, should we do that? Everybody fall in, climb in. Let's give all praises to the Most High. And we do so by Shemi Hawashai, y'all. Everybody fall in, climb in. I had to put my sweater on today. Stay warm so I can perform. I had to stay warm so I can perform. All praises. 1 second, y'all. One second. All right, y'all. Should Black Israelites flee America? Should we go to Africa? Hey, the priest is moving. You see the thumbnail. Priest Hakah is moving to Africa. Priest Hakah is moving to Africa. I am Prince of Zamunda. I am Prince of Zamunda. Correction. I know your father. Let's get right into it, y'all. Let's get right into it. I know Hassad is going to join us shortly. I'm gonna be looking in the comment section. I wanna make a disclaimer. First and foremost, if you flee Babylon, America, because of fear and trying to escape the tribulation, you will A, be judged where you're at and die there, and B, you also forfeit your opportunity to be saved first. Oh, I wish I had my soundboard over here. I see somebody put "come out of her." That's talking about the chariots, not you packing your bags and leaving on your own, and we'll prove that. But the point is if you flee trying to escape the tribulation, you forfeit your opportunity to be saved first. Because the Israelites in America, Babylon will be saved first. That's just the Bible. You can take it up with God, get mad at him. Because the Israelites in America, Babylon are so special to him. And that's what the book says. So, where does the Bible say this, Priest Hakah? Where does it say whether or not we should flee Mystery Babylon, America, or not? If you try to leave to escape judgment, God promised you will die there. And you also forfeit your opportunity to get on the chariot first. Because guess what? The Israelites in America who get on the chariot first, they actually go gather you niggas who moved to Africa. That's Bible. So the Israelites in America, they're gathered first when Christ comes back. Then the elect from America, they go gather the other Israelites. So I'm staying put. I'll visit. I'll do ministry and missionary abroad. It says go to the four corners of the earth. But as far as where I dwell, we have to carry out a sentence. This is our sentence we're carrying out. Niggas trying to get paroled. Niggas trying to get paroled from the sentence of God. God ain't with no goddamn parole, man. You got to carry out the judgment. You got to serve the sentence. Leviticus 26 says, we will be found in the land of our enemies until we are redeemed, until we are gathered. That's what the book says. So I know a lot of brothers are, moving out the country. You forfeited your opportunity to be saved first. And we don't know if you're Scary Larry. We don't know if you're trying to escape the tribulation, cataclysmic, catastrophic events, all hell breaking loose from this malevolent, homicidal maniac known as Esau, the so-called white man. We don't know your heart or why you're leaving. But guess what? The Most High knows. The Most High knows. So the PDF to this presentation. There's a free PDF, no paywall. Link to this presentation is on the description box. All right. So it says Israelites saved from America, Babylon first. So no need to flee America. Does the book say that? Where? Where does the book say that? Don't take my word for it. Again, if you decide to leave due to fear and escaping tribulation, you will die wherever you flee to. You're trying to escape the sentence we have to do here in America, and you also forfeit your opportunity to be saved first. Is that what you guys want to do? Is that what you guys want to do? Do you want to forfeit your opportunity to be saved first and escape the plagues? You get to be saved first and escape the plagues here in American Mystery Babylon. Jeremiah 42:13 to 16 says, however, if you say, we will not stay in this land. That's what our brothers are doing. Now, listen, maybe they don't know these verses, which is why I'm here as a prophet of God to deliver this message. Take it or leave it. I don't force anything on nobody. I'm just delivering what was written. However, if you say, we will not stay in this land and so disobey the Lord your God, why? Because the prophecy states we will go into captivity for 430 years. I'm not talking about Genesis 15. I'm talking about Ezekiel chapter 4. This is a prophetic sentence. That's right, brother. Got to serve out our sentence. So it says, and if you say, no, we will go and live in Egypt or wherever, and then talking about going to Thailand, Kenya. Anan, where you at? My good brother Anan. I wasn't even thinking about Anan when I made this lesson. Where you at, brother? I know you watching. Our brother been traveling abroad. But so it says, we will go to Egypt where we will not see war or hear the trumpet or be hungry for bread. Because niggas are leaving and saying, man, all hell finna break loose in America. We got to get up out of here. And what the book says, then hear the word of the Lord, you remnant of Judah. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel says. If you are determined to go to Egypt and to go settle there, then the sword you fear here in America will overtake you there. And the famine you dread here in America will follow you into Egypt, and there you will die. So one, you cannot escape the judgment that God has. For two, you cannot escape the curses either. The Bible says these curses will be on us forever until who the world calls Christ reverses the curse and ends the curses at his arrival. You understand? That's Deuteronomy 30. So if you do flee, you forfeit your opportunity to be saved first. I'm going to keep emphasizing that. You forfeit your opportunity to be saved first, and the judgment you were supposed to get if you thought you were escaping it will follow you whithersoever you go. You understand that? Let's continue. Israelites saved first from America. Remember, we did this presentation a few months ago, but I basically infused the doctrine, the flee doctrine, with the Israelites being saved first. So it's still a different presentation, although I am utilizing some of the slides and talking points from the last. You want to download this PDF presentation. It comes with the images and the exegesis. All right. It says, why do you say the Israelites in America are near and dear to him? Good point. Why are the Israelites in America near and dear to him? Well, just take a look around the world. Who's your favorite teachers in the truth? Dead, old, or young, or mid-age? Can we even travel places? Can we travel to South America? Can we travel to West Africa? Can we travel to South Africa, East Africa, Europe? Can we travel anywhere and see the Israelites who are indigenous there, knowing and understanding and breaking down the prophecies like the prophets here in Babylon? Revelation 11 says the main prophets, not all of them, but the main and coldest prophets will be in the great city, Babylon. That's it. I didn't write it. Don't get mad at me. Even though I do believe our swag here, just take a look at our swag here. Even our swag in America, every Israelite and every heathen copies it. The nigga, let's talk about the nigga in America. Every Israelite, every tribe wants to be like Judah. Every heathen wants to be like Judah, the American Judite. So that's why I say the Israelites here are near and dear. And why? They also had to endure more than any Israelite outside of South, North, and South America. You understand? That's what the books say. So Israel saved from America first, right? Micah 4:10. It says, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. We have to go through this pain so that we can appreciate the kingdom. Not try to leave. Not try to leave. We have to be in pain and labor like a woman giving birth. So when a woman gives birth, she appreciates the child and loves the child, even though the child gave her hell. Braxton Hicks contractions. My wife couldn't drink water this whole pregnancy. Imagine that. She could not drink water, passed out a few times, very complicated pregnancy. But the end result, thank God that we're 2 months until delivery, but the end result is, you know, a beautiful son. All praise to the Most High, Lord willing. But this is how it relates to us getting the kingdom. We got to go through hell to get to heaven. You understand that? So it says, like a woman in travail, for now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field. So we would be removed. When the Bible talks about the city, it's talking about Jerusalem. So we would get removed from there, 70 AD, and then we would go out to the field. Where's the field? Revelation 12 lets you know the field is West Africa. Then from West Africa, where will we go? And thou shalt go even to Babylon. Watch this. There shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. He promised to. We don't have to run. Again, if you flee America, if you're from here and you were placed here by God and you flee because you're trying to escape the judgment, it's going to follow you where you go. That's a promise according to God. And you forfeit your opportunity to be saved first, as the Israelites will be saved first in America. Now, scholars say this is about ancient Babylon, Micah 4:10, but this can't be because we weren't saved from our enemies in that time, the Persians. So we were transferred property to the Persians and we were under captivity to the Persians. So this can't be a fulfillment of 2,500 years ago. This would be modern day Babylon, today's Babylon, America. Nehemiah 9:35-36, Ezra chapter 9, verse 9-10 tells you we were in captivity to the Persians. You understand? So this is mystery Babylon. That's what it's talking about. The daughter of Babylon. The kingdoms that all the other kingdoms despise and disdain due to their unjust barter and trade, spiritual fornication, false democracy and philosophies and white supremacist ideologies. Bars. Now, somebody asked a question though, but why? Why? Why is he saving Israel, the Israelites first out of America? Why? Why are they so special to him here? The Most High said that they need to be saved the most out of all Israelites everywhere. We need it the most. This is why they get saved first. Duh. We need it the most. Revelation 17:3 says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This is talking about NATO and EU with America at the top, this woman. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet. These are opulent colors. And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand and full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, who the world calls Christ. When I saw her, I wondered in great admiration. So the most blood spilt, according to the book, the most saints unalived, oppressed, ravaged, disenfranchised, marginalized, vexed, stressed, oppressed, is in this city under this woman's thumb. That's why the Israelites will be saved first in America, and you forfeit that opportunity when you flee. And if you flee to escape, you will get found out and you will be judged. It's Bible. This is why Christ says this. He that endures until the end, the same shall be saved. You think this is a cakewalk? You think this is a cakewalk? Huh? Genesis 49:8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. All the tribes want to be like the American Negro. All the heathens want to be like the American Negro. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. The American Negro gonna be in the thick of it from the time he gets here to the time he leaves here. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Because kings come from Judah. When you think about everything that the American Negro has been through, and it's not to say that the other tribes have not been through perils, but what the American Negro has been through has been a miracle. Nothing less than a goddamn miracle that we are still even in existence. We were eaten, boiled, sawed in half, babies cut out of stomachs. We were wore as clothes. Our babies, our old men, our women, from chattel to the civil rights era, fire hoses, dogs, so many unjust, surviving the KKK. Till this day, the most publicized, unjust unalivings are the American Negro. The most famous. Think about the most famous unjust unalivings, and you're going to have 3 American Negroes up in there. You're going to have one Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and then you're going to have Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. You understand? Have you been hearing this, Assad? What you got to say?
Yes, sir. All praise the Most High. My bad. My charger wasn't working. So, but anyway, yeah, like Deacon said, like Priest said, so-called black man in America, we're in the belly of the beast. When you look at some of the things that happened to us during slavery, we are literally the descendants of lab rats, essentially, of human test subjects. We go into all the time. There were certain parts of the country, like in St. Louis, they would purposely go to black neighborhoods and put radiation, like they would induct all the people with a bunch of radiation in the black community just to see the effects of it. In Baltimore, they would put lead into some of the water just to see the effects of it. And I can go into, I mean, the Tuskegee experiment. I can go on and on and on and talk about some of the negative things that they have done to Black people in this country, just to see what would happen, because we were, like Priest said, we were cattle. We were just animals, essentially. And so we are at the, kind of we're the focal point of it. We're at where it's most concentrated at.
Bestial. They treated us like bestial people.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that white Christian pastor Brian Suave said?
Yeah.
That we're just innately bestial people. I don't think bestial people would forgive Dylan Roof the next day after he did that. The same hour. A bestial people wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's keep going.
I can pick up whenever too.
Yeah, I'll do a couple more. Revelation 18 and 24. And in her, America, the woman, was found the blood of the prophets and of the saints and of all that were slain upon the earth, all the Israelites that were slain here in America. Now, this is why somebody asked in the chat, why are we so special here? Why are we going to be saved first here? It's very simple. The major prophets are here, or were here, starting with our elders and certain individuals who were in slavery, who knew you were Israelites and were prophesying on the plantations. You understand?
And not only that, if I may, but we need salvation the most here.
Exactly.
Not just because of the circumstances that we have gone through, but just to add on to what you said, this place is going to be completely destroyed. This place is going to be completely destroyed. And before it's destroyed, there's going to be plagues that are going to befall on this place. So we can't be here for that. We need to be saved from that. So of course we would naturally, Lord willing, we get saved, naturally would be getting saved first.
That's a good point. Very good point. It's all of those things. Thermonuclear destruction, that's not going to happen anywhere else on the earth.
Right.
The plagues of Revelation 16 isn't going to happen. Most of them aren't going to happen. It's like it's correct. Well, happen anywhere else on the earth. Their focal point is America. The whole book of Revelation is about America, predominantly. Yeah. You understand? That's Babylon. Let's continue. Look at this imagery. So go ahead. You can start right here.
As you can see, Babylon, which is also called the lands of the north, America, is the focal point of salvation for the aforementioned reasons. Jeremiah 3 and 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the lands of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. To some of y'all, this might be super basic, but I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it is really important to go over the basics over and over and over again, especially if it's been a while since you have, because it's stuff like this that it's just so abundantly clear who the Israelites are. We read earlier in Revelation 18 about the beast, America, has shed the blood of saints and prophets. And then you look at all the other prophecies and scriptures that point to America being Babylon, and it talks about Babylon unaliving and enslaving the Israelites. Well, what people group were enslaved here? What people group were oppressed here? What people group are going through it so bad that God himself has to show miraculous signs in delivering them from slavery? Huh? Who else? Priest spoke earlier about when you think about some of the major assassinations in the history of the planet Earth, you think of course, Abraham Lincoln was the president, John F. Kennedy, and then you immediately think of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. Interestingly enough, when you think about slavery, when you think about what are the most prime examples, what are the most popular examples in human history of a people being enslaved, there's two. There is no discussion as to what those two are. In any order, it's the Israelites in ancient Egypt and Moses delivering them, and Black and Hispanic people in this country. Period, point blank. And people act as if we're crazy for drawing parallels between the two. No, it says the same way that we would get saved out of Egypt, it would be even greater. Think about this. It would be even greater than what God did in ancient Egypt, which would mean that the circumstances need to be greater. You guys understand that? Put a G in the chat if you understand. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant. I'm about to wrap it up
No,
momentarily.
you're good. You're good.
But the circumstances regarding when you read Micah 7 and Jeremiah 16 and other chapters that describe how miraculous this deliverance is going to be, it separates it from ancient Egypt. It says that this captivity will be so great. I think later in Jeremiah 3, it says that after the verse we just read, that it says, it shall no more be said, the Lord lives, which brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt. Meaning when people swear an oath, or somebody were to ask you about God, what God you believe in? Well, God. Well, which one? The one that saved the Israelites out of Egypt. Oh, okay. Now I know which one you're talking about because that's his most famous act. Well, I was on the phone with Kobe yesterday. Well, what Kobe? Because there's all type of people named Kobe.
The one that scored 81.
That dropped 81. Exactly. Because that's what he's most. Oh, okay. Well, now I know it's that Kobe Bryant, right? That Kobe. In the same way, God is going to have such a miraculous deliverance of his people in America that he's going to now supersede what he did in ancient Egypt. But in order for that to be the case, the circumstance would need to be even worse. The slavery would need to be even worse. The dire straits would have to be even more dire. You see that? So we can keep going.
Look at this guy right here. He says this doctrine is just ignorant and dumb. All we did was read. I think we're at 7 scriptures so far.
Yeah.
And he's saying you guys clearly fell in love with America and are let's just not even respond. Let's just keep going.
Well, this I have to say this too, and I don't know if that guy's African or not, but this whole I just have to say this. Black people in America are the only people in the planet Earth that have this undying love and admiration that want to be identified with Africa. We are the only ones. We're the only ones that'll claim I'm African. It's niggas in America. I'm African. Go to Africa. Go to Nigeria. Go to Benin and Togo. Go over there. Go to South Africa. They're not going to say I'm African. They're going to say I'm Zulu. I'm Igbo, Yoruba. So you're the one that has this undying love for a continent that you've probably never even been to, dummy. But anyway, we're just going to read the Bible. Jeremiah 16 and verse 14. Look at this. That's crazy. Look at this. We were just going into it. Therefore, behold, the days come, says the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And that proves that those people in the land of Israel are clearly not the Israelites, and that we are. But again, to reinforce the title of tonight's lesson, we fleeing from this place, we don't need to flee from this place when God is going to deliver us from this place.
Right. And you forfeit. I got to keep saying it. If you flee after you've been implanted here by the Most High God and your descendants and ancestors, your ancestors, then you have forfeited your opportunity to be saved by Christ first. If you flee, you forfeit your opportunity to be saved first. You could say, all right, well, whatever. I want that opportunity. I want to have access to being delivered first. And then you get to go gather the rest of the Israelites. And again, if you leave due to trying to escape the judgment, Jeremiah 42 says it's going to follow you there and you're going to die there. That's book, chapter, and verse. Salakia, go ahead.
So that's pretty much it on that.
Okay. So I want to answer him. I want to answer this for him real quick. Zechariah 2, 6, and 7 says to flee from Babylon, right? That is rhetorical. That's the Most High saying, flee if you can. Because if it's not rhetorical, then why is he saying in Micah 4, like we just read, I don't want to go back to the slide. In Micah 4, why does it say we will be delivered from Babylon?
Yeah. Do you know how ridiculous this is? If God is commanding us to flee, to literally move from Babylon, that's a commandment. That would be, and if we didn't obey that, we would be in violation of disobeying God. Why would he then deliver a whole bunch of disobedient people from the land that he told them to flee from? Go get lost in the Congo. That's what you should do.
He don't know the Bible. I put the link in the chat. You can come on here and babu, 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 babu. I know you're African. Look at him. He's got a picture of the Serengeti. Babu, 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 abu. Right. Come on here and talk to me, bro.
All right. Shout out to the brothers and sisters there. The dope Bible. Yeah, all right. Because now we're sounding crazy. Let's keep
All right, let's go.
That was it on that. We can go to the next.
That was it on that? Okay.
But also, too, just to kind of finish on that. So when this prophecy takes place, because those people in the land of Israel, they say that what happened in 1948 was a fulfillment of biblical prophecy, that God brought his people back to the land of Israel. But it says a couple things concerning when the real Israelites returned back to the land of Israel. It says that it, one, will not be said the Lord lives, which brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, meaning that will not be his most famous act anymore. That is still currently God's most famous act. You're telling me that what God did in delivering Ashkenazi people from Poland and surrounding areas on a plane was more miraculous than God parting a sea and delivering his people and having a death angel come and destroy the firstborn of everything in Egypt? No. But not only that, it says that when this takes place, what will simultaneously take place with that is that all the Israelites will be gathered, not only from the north country, I would challenge them to tell me where that is, but also from all countries where God has driven them. All Israelites have not returned to the land of Israel since 1948. They don't even know where the 10 tribes are. There's speculation on that. So not only do they don't even know who the 10 tribes are, let alone them return back to the land. Anyway, we can keep going.
Did you read this?
Yeah, I read it. I already read it.
Okay. Read it.
So we know the land of the north or north country is America because it says both kingdoms would be there. The northern kingdom was not in ancient Babylon. Period, point blank. I would challenge anybody to show me the northern kingdom, the 10 tribes of Israel being in ancient Babylon in large number. Not one or two or a clan. I'm talking about the bulk of the northern kingdom. Show it. But anyway, it says there were a few scattered from the northern kingdom tribes. That's it. So this would have to be talking about modern Babylon. Excuse me. The Babylon the book of Revelation is speaking of.
Right. So I just want to harp on what you're saying because I feel like the brother in the chat, right? He's jealous, but that's prophecy. Yehuda Israel. You could be an Israelite over in Africa, right? But you're jealous of the Israelites in Babylon. You're jealous. And the reason that you're jealous is because the Most High is more favorable to us. But he should, you know why? Because he was more devastating to us. Now, the Bible says greater than parting the Red Sea is going to be the deliverance from America. You shouldn't be jealous of that, though. You should say, our brothers in America, they need the deliverance more. They should be saved first, like God said. That's what you should be saying. Are you jealous because when we're delivered in America, people won't even talk about the parting of the Red Sea anymore? That's how big it's going to be? Thus saith Yahweh? So go ahead, brother.
That's it on that. We can go to the next one. So look at this. God says the northern kingdom were already casted out before Babylon even came against Judah, the southern kingdom. Look at this, Jeremiah 7:15. And I will cast you out of my sight, talking to the southern kingdom, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. The northern kingdom was been gone. They've been gone.
Right. And this is just to prove that when we go into these prophecies about the land of the north and us being saved from Babylon, both kingdoms, it's talking about mystery Babylon, America, not ancient Babylon. This is the point we're proving. You're saved first from here. So when Cyrus brought the Israelites from Babylon back to Israel, the northern kingdom was not there. Ezra 1 and 2 says, this is what Cyrus, king of Persia, says. The Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth and has appointed me to build a temple for him at Jerusalem and Judah. Any of his people, he's writing this edict And he's saying, any of his people, go up to Jerusalem and Judah and build the temple. This is what the Lord said. And in any locality where survivors may now be living, the people are to provide them silver and gold, goods, and livestock. Then look what it says. So after the edict went out, I need all the Israelites to come together to build the temple. I'm going to help you guys. God told me to help you guys. Verse 5 says, then the family of the heads of Judah and Benjamin and the priests and the Levites. So there's only 3 tribes of the elders, rather, of 3 tribes. There's 9, 10 other tribes that would have elders and leaders. Where the hell are they? They're not there. So when we see these prophecies about modern Babylon, Babylon in the Old Testament, and both kingdoms being there to be delivered there, it's talking about the same Babylon that Revelation is talking about. Or Jeremiah is a false prophet. Can't say that. That's preposterous blasphemy. Jeremiah 50:4. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their God. Both kings in captivity, in time, and the Most High is highlighting this, and they're in a specific location, a specific geographical locale together. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. So this shows you that we're not in the land, because we got to face the east. We're together. We're in a repentant state. And the covenant is just us coming back into our law, statutes, and commandments and knowing who we are again. And then in the same chapter, verse 33 says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. Nowhere in the biblical historicity will you see the whole northern kingdom and the whole southern kingdom being in the same captivity, except for ancient Egypt. The 400 split of servant and hardcore bondage in Egypt. That's it. And all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. This one, like Hassan said, disqualifies those small hat people. But 2, proves that the Israelites in America are saved first and are the highlight of the Most High's last and most glorious deliverance. Then the Israelites here in the Americas who are saved get to go gather you Israelites in Africa, in Zamunda, in Madagascar, in Budapest, in Cambodia, wherever we're at. You understand? Anything on that side? Mm-mm. All right, he says, why does it separate Judah from Israel? Because the southern kingdom is called Judah and the northern kingdom is called Israel, or sometimes Ephraim. Yehuda, when we're done, you can come on here and we can talk. Okay, go ahead.
The elect in Babylon are delivered first and before the plagues. We just made mention of this, so now we're going to go into it. Revelation 15:1, and I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. So what this shows you is before these plagues are unleashed on America, the righteous out of this place are already delivered up and are looking down from a chariot, seeing the destruction take place and seeing the plagues happen on this place. And that shows you too that the elect are still going to have to go through certain things, because they're going to have to get the victory over the mark and over his image. So that means the mark of the beast is going to have to be out in order for them to get the victory over it. But verse 3 says, And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are thy works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints.
Yehuda, the Chinese gonna have control of all of Africa in a second. You're gonna be in captivity to them Chinese people. They're gonna force you to barbecue dogs on Sunday, my boy. Now, yeah, so the Israelites are saved first out of America. The sea of glass mingled with fire. That's the chariots. The chariot is called the chariot of fire. Ezekiel 1 also says the chariots have a glass dome or a glass vault over some of them. So the Israelites are being saved first out of America. No need to flee. Right? Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come up out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins and receive not of her plagues. So yeah, the suffering oppression, the elect have to go through it until the plagues start, and then the elect are gathered before the plagues start. So, and then the sixth plague, I believe, is the missiles, or the seventh plague is the missiles, right? So when certain Israelites break this down wrong, they think this is talking about coming up out of her spiritually. No, this is being called up to the chariots. How do we know that? Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither, come out of her. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. Not on the Spirit Airlines, not on Ethiopia Air. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. In the same hour, all hell starts to break loose when the elect are taken from America first. And then what do they get to do? Go gather you niggas that ran to Africa. You understand that? This kind of look like Hassad a little bit, but you get the picture. When they're taken up, the plagues hit. Ultimate plague being the missiles, thermonuclear destruction, the ICBM missiles. Go ahead.
Then the elect that are delivered from America first go and gather the elect worldwide.
I want that task. So I could go over there, Lord willing, we be of that number, go over there, grab you niggas, say, look at you. Look at you all shaking up. Look at you. You're butt naked last on the chariot now. You butt naked last on the chariot. Go ahead.
Isaiah 66:19, and I will set a sign among them.
Yeah, that sign is the thermonuclear destruction of America.
It says, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations.
So the elect that escape from that sign, that thermonuclear destruction, they go to the nations to do what?
To Tarshish, Pul, Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. Excuse me.
Ooh.
He's
sleepy.
And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord out of all.
They shall what?
They shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord.
What the Israelites who get saved from America first gonna do?
Bring all your brethren. Okay.
Bring all your brethren. Understand that, Yehuda. If you want to be a part of it from the start of it. Yehuda, we want to talk to you, bro. No debate. Let's just talk to you. Let's inquire, your situation, what you're going through, why you mad, all of that, brother. Go ahead.
And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Lord out of all nations, upon horses and in chariots and in litters and upon mules and upon swift beasts to my holy mountain Jerusalem, says the Lord. As the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord. And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith Yahweh.
Because they don't know, they're not going to know which tribe they're in when they're gathered. Because some of them won't know the fame yet. Some of them won't know the fame. Hold on a second. Okay. So they're going to have to get showed and told. Then they're getting gathered to the wilderness. Now, let me say something else too. A lot of the Israelites get Luke 19:27, Hassad.
Come on, Luke 19, verse 27. But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign hither, that would not that I should reign, bring hither and slay them before me.
You see that? So not only do the Israelites from America get saved first and get to gather the other Israelites worldwide, the elect, they also get to gather the 2/3 and bring them to the wilderness and slay. It's a real deal of shit going on over here in America, Yehuda. You're not built for this. You're not built like that. You won't even pull out a plastic butter knife to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, my nigga. Go ahead, brother. That was it.
Yeah.
So we want to be part of this. We definitely want to be a part of the gathering. And I'm not saying that if the Lord placed you there in Africa and wherever you are, London, the UK, if he placed you there, stay there. Is any man called in Africa? Stay in Africa. Is any man called in America? Stay in America. Okay.
I'll visit Africa though. You know what I mean? I'll go visit Lagos.
Right.
And
I don't have a problem with that. Lord willing, I'm going to. You know, I just got this passport, so definitely, Lord willing, we want to go over there and see our people over there. You know, I talked before Hassad came on about, you know, this ministry going to the four corners of the earth, and you can do it by way of the internet highway, but it's definitely a better experience, you know, being there in the flesh, really being there in person. But Obadiah 1:21 says, and saviors shall come upon Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Why did I put this verse here? Because the Israelites who are saved from America are going to be like saviors. That's what it says, saviors plural. They're going to be like saviors. That spiritual power that Michael 4 is going into. Matter of fact, I want to show you that this is end time connotation as well. More proof. When you start at Micah 4, Hassad, this is Micah 4 and 6 is a chapter where you can prove. I'm in the NIV, but any translation will suffice. Micah chapter 4 is a chapter that describes how Israelites are being saved, how Israelites are judging the nations with spiritual power and ruling over them, and being delivered out of captivity, all in one chapter. But it starts with America. Watch. Start at verse 6.
Micah 4 and 6. In that day declares the Lord, I will gather the lame, I will assemble the exiles, and those that I have brought to grief. I will make the lame my remnant.
Now look at, and those that I have brought to grief. You guys are trying to escape the grief that he is put on you. You can't escape it. It said he's going to gather us though. And then he's going to what? Verse 7.
I will make the lame my remnant, those driven away a strong nation. The Lord will rule over them in Mount Zion from that day and forever.
Future prophecy. Look at verse 8.
As for you, watchtower of the flock, stronghold of daughter Zion, the former dominion will be restored to you.
Wow. Who's the watchtower of the flock? Who is the stronghold of the daughter of Zion? It can't be all of Israel. Somebody got to be the watchers over Israel. The watchmen are here in Babylon. Get mad all you want until you can go show me your local tribal chief in Africa breaking down the whole book of Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Zechariah, Revelation like we have done. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I just haven't seen it. Go show me an ill prophet. The illest nigga gotta be from Nebraska, first and foremost. He can't be from Cameroon. Now, I don't want you guys. Look, here's what I'm saying. God loves all the Israelites, but he's dealing with the prophets. He always dealt with the prophets more than the Israelites, which the prophets are synonymous with the watchmen, and they just happen to be here in Babylon. Why? Because God placed them here, according to the book. The Water King James for the super chat donation. Greatly appreciate you. So it says what? See, the King James says the first dominion would come, but you can read that. Go ahead.
As for you, watchtower of the flock, stronghold of daughter Zion, the former dominion will be restored to you. Kingship will come to daughter Jerusalem.
The kingship shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem. Now watch what it says. Go ahead.
Why do you now cry aloud? Have you no king? Has your ruler perished? That pain seizes you like that of a woman in labor?
Uh-huh. Now here's the part Yehuda's going to be mad at again. Go ahead. I'm just showing you guys. Look at the context. This is not from back then. This is now. Go ahead.
Writhe in agony, daughter Zion, like a woman in labor. For now you must leave the city to camp in the open fields. You will go to Babylon. There you will be rescued. There the Lord will redeem you out of the hand of your enemies.
Watch. Now watch. The next verse too. This whole chapter is crazy. The next verse proves that this is end times. Go ahead.
Then it goes into Jehoshaphat.
Right.
But now many nations, it skips a time period. Right after the time the Israelites are delivered, what happens? We go to our homeland, and then verse 11, many nations are gathered against us. They say, let her be defiled. Let our eyes gloat over Zion.
Right. That's Jehoshaphat. You can break down the rest of the chapter. Go ahead.
Then it says, but they do not know the thoughts of the Lord. You read about this in Ezekiel 38. You read about this in Revelation 20 and 2nd Ezra when it talks about that final battle. And Zechariah 12, when it says the whole world will be gathered together against Jerusalem. So God's going to have all these nations come together to fight against us, to try to overcome us and then put us in slavery, essentially, again. But look what the Bible says. But they do not know the thoughts of the Lord. They do not understand his plan. That he has gathered them, these nations, like sheaves to the threshing floor. Rise and thresh, daughter Zion. Excuse me. It says, rise and thresh. Rise and thresh, daughter Zion.
So right when that Salakia, right when that Jehoshaphat, when they try to invade Israel and we meet them, we go out and meet them at Jehoshaphat. Rise and thresh. Go ahead, Salak.
For I will give you horns of iron. I will give you hooves of bronze. And you will break to pieces many nations. You will devote their ill-gotten gains to the Lord, their wealth to the Lord of all the earth. See that? Or like that's why it tells you in Ezekiel 39 and 10, after that battle, it says that we shall spoil those that spoiled us, and we shall rob those that robbed us. That's exactly what this is referring to. Hitting a lick. Okay.
All right, so we're back here. I got it again for those of you coming in. If you flee, you die where you go. If you're fleeing because of the tribulation, we're gonna go back over because there's people still coming in. We're gonna go back over Jeremiah 42. That says that if you flee, you also forfeit your opportunity to be saved first to go gather the rest of Israel. That's just it. Understand? So let's go. 2nd Ezra 13 and 12. Afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude. Right? This mountain is dealing with the 144,000. Some Israelites used to say a chariot. It's not a chariot. Sorry, guys. Will chariots be involved? Yes. But is that mountain a chariot? No. This mountain is the 144,000 fighting with Yahushua. How do we know that? Very easy. Let's go to, all right, Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood upon the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their foreheads. Right? We represent the Mount Zion. So what's happening here is, and there came much people, 2nd Ezra 13 and 13, And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. That is the Israelites being saved first out of America. Then Isaiah 66 says they go and gather the other Israelites. Then 2nd Ezra 13 is substantiate corroborating that with the ones who are brought and offered. Remember, Isaiah 66 says they were going to bring your brothers for an offering. Let's go back there. You know, Israelites are slow. Isaiah 66 and 20, it says, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel. So this is what the brethren, and they shall, I'm sorry, the first clause, and they shall bring all your brethren for an offering. And so then we see in 2nd Ezra 13, the brothers were bringing for an offering are found here. Then I was sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, and it stops right there. Salakia. This image is good. Enjoy your time. Yehuda, man, we don't want beef, bro. Just click the link. Any matter of fact, at this point, we'll go back to Jeremiah 42 in a second. But at this point, anybody can click the link for questions, comments, and smoke. We don't want to argue. Let's build. We keep the same energy when it becomes a nightmare. America's already a nightmare, bro. It's already a nightmare. We're gonna keep the faith. That's what we're gonna keep. We're gonna keep the faith. What did let me go to something funny, right? Watch this. Let me go to something funny. This is funny, right? Watch this.
Sister Lo says, shouldn't you not go to the mountains when all the trouble starts in Babylon? She's referring to, I believe, Luke chapter 21. But the context of Luke 21 and what Christ is saying is he tells you when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then let them which are there know that the desolation thereof is nigh. What desolation? The one spoken of by Daniel. That's referring to specifically 70 AD. Then let they which are in Judea flee to the mountains. Run. That's what he's talking about for 2,000 years ago, not now. Now, could you take that same principle and say, well, you know, when all hell breaks loose, let me go to Mount Rainier, or you know what I mean? Let me flee to not a different country, but out in the country. Sure, but it's just not the same. It's not the same thing.
I was trying to find that video clip where they asked Gaddafi's son, what's your plan when America was invading Libya? They was like, what's your plans? He was like, plan A is to live and die in Libya. Plan B is to live and die in Libya. And plan C is to live and die in Libya. Okay. So yeah, anybody, we're going to open it up for a second for questions and comments. Do you know the website that I could buy some fringes? Yes, Rayok Tassels on IG. I think you can just put it in Google too. Rayok Tassels. I texted in the chat. Shout out Chi-Town. I think you already answered, but I want to ask anyway to get a clear answer. What's this?
Even though we will be saving our brothers from the four corners, are we also going to be destroying the heathens while we gather our people? That's going to be after destroying the nations that come against us. We're already gathered at that point.
Yeah, but I think there will be some slight destruction, because imagine a chariot invading foreign airspace to go gather the elect in certain area. And so they may have to shoot a couple concentrated laser beams, but not like annihilation. I've been in my birthplace for 34 years. I'm gonna move to another part of Texas. So yeah, when the tough gets going and the going gets tough, y'all, you can absolutely hide somewhere within Babylon, but trying to escape your sentence. Let's go back to that verse real quick. Let's go back to that verse. Let me see. Let me end this because I don't know how to. I try to do a poll playing around with this YouTube. Okay, there we go. Somebody said, Yehuda, where are you running to? He's already in Africa. Yehuda, I know you're still watching because you're angry. What do they say Africa? What do? I'm joking with him. I know he's pissed off. But what does Africa mean? What do they say Africa mean? What do they say Africa mean? Brother Derek, what's going on, brother?
I was man, I need to ask you something. Me and a brother of mine, we've been want to know the answer to this. It's kind of off the topic, but it's about the truth. You know, it's dealing with the truth. Like we from Louisiana, so we from the deep south, and we be wearing cowboy boots. So we trying to see if it's unlawful for us to wear cowboy boots because you know some of them is unclean, come from unclean animals.
What was it made of? Like leather from what type of animals?
You
Like a
know,
rattlesnake or a crocodile?
like I got a pair like I got some Gators and I got some Crocs. You know.
Yeah, I believe that's just you have to know how they make them. If they're skinning them, I mean you'll be unclean. If they're skinning them alive, then it's not an abomination. But we do see John the Baptist wearing that camel's fur, but that was them shaving it. Go ahead.
Exactly, because you can shave the hair of an animal off, and that hair is not unclean. But that carcass of that crocodile is unclean.
Okay, so I got it. So
then the question is it a sin or not?
To wear, well, let me see.
That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, because well, we know fact, you know, that they do kill an animal, they kill it, and then they use the skin, you know, the hide to make like belts, boots, shoes. You know, you might have a pair of snakeskin shoes or snakeskin boots, alligator boots. You know, like because at home we do the black cowboy. We had a cowboy hat, the cowhide belt, and and since we've been kind of like, so we kind of like bothered about it. So I probably like
Crocodile Dundee. You guys down there on some Crocodile Dundee stuff, huh? The Brother Ghost Lithium says you can wear any animal except swine.
No.
Well, that's not true, brother. That's not true though. But go ahead, Assad. Did you look that up?
Yeah, Leviticus 11:11. Look at the end of the land animals and their uncleanness. Look at it says. Leviticus 11. Yeah, here I will. Leviticus 11, and look at this. They shall be an abomination unto. Well, look, the swine says of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. Right. Then when you go to the end, verse 11, they shall even be an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcasses in abomination. Their carcass is an abomination. Even NLT says, or even touch their dead bodies.
I think he froze.
Okay, I'm back.
He said unclean to eat, not to wear. But it said if you touch it, if you wear it, you're touching it.
It's their carcass is an abomination. That's just what it says.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, they make another kind too, like out of I think it's like out of fish. So we asked about because we looked it up about these boots and the fish that they use to have fins and scales. So I guess we had to switch our boots over there.
Yeah, if they come from a clean animal, you're good.
Okay. Appreciate that, brother. Oh yeah, on the topic that y'all talking about, fleeing America, me personally, I mean, if the judgment on you whether you flee America or not, the judgment gonna be on you. So if you fleeing, it ain't gonna make no sense. If you go to Africa, you hide in a cave, dig a hole under the ground, jump in the ocean. If the judgment, when all this take place and the judgment on you, ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it, no matter where you at.
Matter of fact, get that Hassan Amos 9. What's the best?
Digging the caramel. That's what I was thinking of, right?
Yeah, the best translation you got for that.
All right. Let's see. Amos 9:3. Yeah, I'll read it in the NLT. Look at this. Amos 9:3. It says, "Even if they hide at the very top of Mount Carmel, I will search them out and capture them. Even if they hide at the bottom of the ocean, I will send the sea serpent after them to bite them."
Right. So you got to definitely examine yourself. For those who did flee or want to flee, you definitely have to examine yourself on what your intent is. Because if you think you finna escape the tribulation and the sad perils, then you gonna get that judgment where you think you run it. Hey, listen, Hassan, remember this? You cannot run from Jesus. You cannot run. Even the white street pastor said, you cannot run from Jesus. When you get to where you're going, he'll be there waiting for you.
And then another thing too, you might flee to Africa, and guess what? The Most High put a spirit on the Hamite, they turn on you over there.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? You in that country. What can you can't call the police? They the police.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it ain't no make sense.
Like I said, China finna control all of Africa anyway. You're just gonna be enslaved to the Moabites.
Exactly. And then let me tell you some cold stuff. You flee in Africa, Africa still capture people and sell them to them Arab countries. You go over there because you American thing, you safe, knock you in the head, you wake up tied up, and somebody over you speaking Arabic and slap you side your face and everything, telling you go clean the kitchen up. You don't know what the hell's going on. But you want to flee to Africa. Man, stay your butt right here and lock in with your brothers and do what y'all need to do, serve the Most High, and he gonna take care of everything.
That's right. The Bible says our whole household is gonna be saved. It says, matter of fact, Isaiah 65 aside, my servant shall eat. This is a promise of God. And to answer the sister's question, she says, I travel a lot. What if this happens when I'm not home in the States? Your intent is not to escape. I want to travel. My intent is not to escape. So, you know, I believe the Most High will be with you because your heart is in the right place at that point. If you're just traveling.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry.
What?
My servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. My servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty.
So the Lord is going to take care of his elect in these situations. And even if we have to get to the point where it says be faithful unto death, then that's just what it is. Got to be built, man. You're not built. Yehuda left the chat. You're not built like that, brother. Somebody says, what do you think about ICE? This whole ICE is doing in the cities and extreme being used. Do you think this is a connection or is leading to martial law? It very well can be, for sure. But they're telling ICE they can't cover up their face with masks now. We want to see who the people is who signed up so eagerly to remove the indigenous people from their borders. Excuse me. All right, brother Derek. We appreciate you. You're welcome on anytime, brother. Unless you had any other questions.
I'm the one from the step in Washington State, and you told me I still ain't got your email unless I ain't understanding in the comments. We supposed to link up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Get with me.
I was in Lake. I'm out here in Lakewood.
Yes, sir. I was just at Lakewood last night at Zesty's.
He keep saying that. I still don't know what it's. I'm not, me not being from. I'm about to Google what Zesty's is.
Listen. No Diddy. It's a place called Zesty's. It's a seafood restaurant, all kind of unclean food, but they do like a karaoke night. It's chill. It's a little older crowd, safe crowd, no drama, no BS.
Okay. I'm gonna Google it when I got the phone with y'all. While I'm still watching y'all. Oh, this what I had to say about what's going on, about what we're talking about. Me personally, like I was telling my friend, a partner, man, I was like, look, bro, everything going on, it's a difference while you being in the truth and you seeing everything take place. You got to thank the Most High that even allow you to live, to be present, to even live through these times, because these are great times, and you got to be glad that these times is happening, because after this, right, it's the coming of your kingdom, what you strive for, what you pray for, you know what I'm saying, what you get the Most High thanks for. Now if you on the other side, Christian, all these other religions, it's bad for you, because your world is coming to an end. So you taking it different. You taking it to the, you know what I'm saying, on a hard road. But for us being in the truth, we looking at all this right here like, okay, yeah, Most High moving. This was saying on the timeline, on the clock. Okay, all right. Yeah, I thank you for this, Most High. Yeah, okay, martial art coming in, this happening. Oh, I thank you for it, Most High. Yeah, I know what time it is. And it just in a minute. Oh yeah, we finna run the planet in a minute.
Yeah, no, the Bible says that too. You know, the prophets wanted to live to see the times of the first century apostles. So how much more do the prophets and the first century apostles wanted to be in these times? Because we're, fourth quarter, 2-minute warning. And that's why we do believe that the prophets, the apostles, they are back today on the scene. Not all of them, but definitely a lot of them.
With this, man, I so appreciate y'all having me on here.
Peace,
all praises. Shalom, brother. Somebody said, you're out there eating that shrimp. Nah, man, I'm not up there eating that shrimp. Listen, this is Zesty's is a seafood boil spot. Everybody's going crazy with this seafood boils, bro. And like, you can't even be in there. I can't even be. People with shellfish allergies.
Investing in there.
Yeah, you can't be in there for too long, bro. Like, you got to go out for 10 minutes. You come back in. Yeah, it's heavy in there, bro. You come out smelling like it, eyes red, watering. Yeah. I don't be up in there for too long. I come, shake a couple hands, grab the microphone, give a proper introduction, and then skedaddle. Okay. So somebody says, brother just got shot by a cop in Milwaukee yesterday. Man, listen, hopefully he's okay. And prayers up to you and your family. If there's anything we can do, hit me on the email. If there's anything we can do to put you in the direction legally, if it's on video or not, we do have people. He died. Come visit South Africa, but it's just like an extension of Babylon. See? They're acting like we run into somewhere better than here. I already know the Chinese, and I already know about the apartheid down there, the blacks and colors. I do have people in South Africa that reach out. Hassad's face was epic. What you mean by that?
What can I say?
Epic as in handsome, or no? I'm joking. Somebody says South Africa is blacker than America. Is a blacker America, excuse me. Plastic aprons and gloves everywhere. Police is lying, saying he would.
Ask y'all biblical questions, or it don't gotta be on topic. Any questions, Bible questions, shoot them.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go back to, there we go. I wanted to do this. I wanted to go back here. 1 second. Take this aside.
All right. So Jeremiah 42 and verse 13, it says, however, if you say, we will not stay in this land, and so disobey the Lord your God, and if you say, no, we will go live in Egypt. So God was pronouncing judgment to our people that were in Israel. And just like you have people now that are like, well, this place isn't getting ready to get judged, so I'm going to run from God's judgment. I'm going to go live in Djibouti or Sierra Leone. It says, where we will see no war, or hear the trumpet, or be hungry for bread. Then hear the word of the Lord, ye remnant of Judah. This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. If you are determined to go to Egypt, and you do go to settle there, then the sword you fear will overtake you there, and the famine you dread will follow you into Egypt, and there will you die. So basically, the Most High is telling our people there's nowhere you can run from his judgment. Now, there's a difference between you wanting to move somewhere because you're trying to think you can outsmart God and run from his judgment, and you just simply wanting to, maybe you want to go, there's a business opportunity in West Africa or Jamaica or Japan, wherever you are. Maybe you feel like you could teach the people there, and whatever the case is, it's about your intent. The Bible does deal with intent throughout it. So if your intent is to think that you can escape God and outsmart him by simply just leaving, well, then whatever punishment you thought you were going to escape, God's going to pursue you wherever you go. So that's what that's talking about. Somebody said, I've been going back and forth with my wife about the moon versus Friday to Saturday night Sabbath. Give me a mic drop to tell her. Brother, the mic drop should be, hey, I'm the husband. Do as no plan. But think about this.
Watch our video too.
Yeah, but no, Amos 8:5 to me is a mic drop. It says, when will the new moon be gone so that we can sell corn? Where in the Torah does it say you can't buy and sell on the new moon? It doesn't. But it does say you can't buy and sell on the Sabbath. So, I mean, I'd love for someone to explain right there.
Read Obadiah chapter 1. This dude's name is crazy. Oh my God. His name and that question is crazy. Send Hassad to Chicago.
What? What are you guys? What am I?
Cargo? What am I? Cargo?
Send me to Chicago. I talked about it in Chicago some years back.
I did too. We all did. We taught in Chicago.
Matter of fact, we taught right on 63rd and St. Lawrence. When niggas we're not from 63rd. We taught right on 63rd.
Right then, I got that sandwich, that famous sandwich that you poured, that you got like, it's like a French dip sandwich.
Yeah.
That was horrible. I don't eat bodega sandwiches. Okay, let's see. Hassad, Romans 4:3.
Romans 4:3. For what saith the scripture? Abraham believed God, and it was counted unto him for righteousness. It's quoting Genesis when it says Abraham believed God, and it was counted to him for righteousness. The context of that, I think, is when the Most High told Abraham, your barren wife, Sarah, is going to have a child, and he believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness. In Romans 4, Paul is highlighting the importance and significance of faith. He's not nullifying how important works are, but he's taking that time to specifically address how important faith is. And if you continue reading, he expounds on it. But then look at verse 11. It says, and he received the sign of circumcision, a seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had yet being uncircumcised, that he might be the father of all them that believe. Circumcision is a work, right? It's a sign that you believe in God. It's a sign that you're in covenant with the Most High. It in itself is a work that you perform based upon your faith in God. This chapter is just simply highlighting how important faith is. That's all. Because if you continue reading, not this chapter, but in James, remember, James says, was not our father Abraham justified by works when he offered Isaac on the altar? Then James says, was not our father Abraham justified by faith? So there's two different instances where Abraham is justified by faith and where Abraham is justified by works, highlighting how both are important. And one cannot go without the other.
To Octavia, there's 4. Where can you find the Hebrew holy days in the Bible? Leviticus 23.
Because if you have faith in something, you will. If you have faith in the Most High, you'll have works to show for it. And if you have works for something, then obviously you believe in the thing that you're having works for. How do you prove Esau? Oh, sorry. How do we know for certain that Pharaoh truly wanted to let the Israelites go and wasn't just playing? It said God hardened his heart. He wanted, I mean, I think there's actually a verse that says Pharaoh wanted to let us go, but the Lord hardened his heart.
I'll answer that for now while you get that. When did Levi get to Espanola? Did some come with the 10 tribes when they actually settled there? Well, Levi was scattered, and some of them were priests to the tribes, but the bulk of Levi was with us in West Africa. And when the French colonized, then they were taking them from West Africa to different parts of the Americas. BIG, the Water King for the Super Chat donation. Greatly appreciate you. You got that answer for him?
Heart of. I mean, I can't find the one specific I'm looking for, but it says in Exodus 7, 8, and 9 that God continually hardened his heart. The fact that his heart is hardened by God illustrates that if he didn't want to let us go, then there would be no necessity of God hardening his heart.
To the sister's question about Esau is not Japhet, huh? How do you? I think you mean white people are not Japhet.
Yeah.
Go look at the debate that Yawasab just did. Yawasab just did a debate against Ron Dalton a few weeks ago, where he had a innumerable amount of sources and Bible verses and archaeological finds proving that Esau is a white man. That was crazy. Just Yahusha versus Ron Dalton, who was Esau or something like that. Crazy. Shout out to the brothers at Ron. Already did a Tower of Babel lesson. Type in, let's see. Is it on PTE? It might be on PTE Godcast. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, Tower of Babel, a portal to the gods. A portal to the gods, because that's what they wanted. They wanted a portal to the gods. It wasn't a tower, it was a ziggurat where they did sacrifice and called the gods down to earth. That's going to be on PTE Godcast. So just type in PTE Godcast Tower of Babel. What made y'all think about them UFOs? I see that image. What you mean, brother? Which trumpet are we in now? We're going into the 6th trumpet. The 5th trumpet or the world wars. The 6th trumpet is the missiles that hit America. The 7th trumpet is the deliverance. Let's see. Hassad.
What are my thoughts on Genesis 44, 5 to 15? Genesis 44 and 5. Is not this it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? Ye have done evil in so doing. Then verse 15 says, and Joseph said unto them, what deed is that you have done? Wot you not that such a man as I can certainly divine? What's the question?
I'm not saying we're in the sixth trumpet. I'm saying we're approaching the sixth trumpet. We're after the fifth trumpet. We're in between the fifth and the sixth. Ramonica Wade, the waters for the super chat donation. Greatly appreciate you, sister. May the Lord bless you 100-fold. So somebody said, what do we mean by this image? So according to Revelation 15 and 16 and Revelation 11 and Revelation 18, Israelites are saved first out of America. So if you flee America, you forfeit your opportunity to get the first salvation, be of the first fruits. And then they in turn in America go and gather the rest of the Israelites into the wilderness. That's 2nd Ezra 13 and Isaiah 66.
Is reincarnation a thing? Because I've seen a verse about not being able to return once you die. Not sure what it was. Yeah, it is. Matthew 11 quote is saying that John the Baptist is Elijah, and Elijah was taken up in 2 Kings. 2 Ezra 14 and 35 is a good verse for it. It says that after the death shall the judgment come when we shall live again. If you just look up Genesis Israelites reincarnation, we probably got like 50 videos on it. So did Joseph use divination? If you look at verse 15 in the NLT, it just says that he can predict the future. Doesn't mean that he used witchcraft. So it would just depend on what definition of divination one would use. Somebody might use the definition, a definition of divination for what we do with the Urim and the Thummim, what the Levites did, with the casting of lots. But that's not what it is. It's just him being able to predict the future. Question: are you familiar with what the Mormons believe about the Lamanites? Yeah, absolutely. It's bugged out. It's funny because my grandmother's Mormon. So the very first encounter that I really had with memorizing Bible verses is when Mormon missionaries would come to my grandmother's house, and she used to cook dinner for them. And I, just being a hilarious kid, I was like 13 years old. I would do research on Mormonism, and then I would just cut them at dinner. This is before I even came into the truth. I would just poke holes at their doctrine. And so in 2 Nephi chapter 5, verse 21 on down, it says that the Lamanites, who they believe are Israelites, a sect of Native Americans, right? And they believe that they used to be white and holy, but because they were wicked and rebelled against God, that God cursed them with having dark skin. That's 2 Nephi 5, 21 to like 26. So I'm familiar with what they believe, and Mormonism is one of the most ridiculously, obviously bugged out religions on the planet Earth. And if you ever want to find out how Mormonism even started, go watch. I'm dead serious on this. Go watch South Park's episode on Mormonism. They got it 100% accurate. I'm not even joking.
What is going on here?
Let's see. Whose bright idea is that they just put? I don't want to know. Somebody said, can we call in? I'm going to give my phone number. What you think? Hell no.
Can we call in? You can just click the link. It's in the chat.
Yeah. Mormonism is so obviously fake. I almost did a video on Mormonism one time. There's been so many discussions that watch this, you guys. You guys want to know how ridiculous Hassad is? Let me see if I remember this off the top of my head. We're going to see. Oh my gosh, Deacon, watch this. Let's see if I still remember this. Hold on. I want to see if I still remember this, Deacon. Watch this. 537-6600. Please tell me this is the same number. 1-888-537-6600. Is this still the same number?
Thank you for calling calling the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
I'm dead serious, bro. I used to call that number. Bro, I used to just call them and just like debate them, bro, all day at 2 a.m. They got like a little hotline, 24 hours, 24/7. Someone will pick up. If it's like 3 a.m, some Mormon in Sierra Leone or Timbuktu might answer the phone. And depending on where they're from, I would ask them certain questions. Like if there's something's wrong with me. I remember that number from 10 years ago. 1-888-537-6600. If you guys ever want to debate a Mormon, just call them. Just call them 1-888-537-6600. Find out what they believe in. Ask them if they're wearing their magical underwear. Mormons believe in magical underwear.
Wow.
They do. You know, ask them why didn't they let black people into the priesthood until 1978, I believe. There's all types of stuff you can ask them. So have fun. Long live the truth. You're live. Long live the truth. You are live. What's going on?
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Hold on. You joined the live, brother. Ain't no hold on.
My bad. I wasn't ready. Yeah, I asked about the Mormon stuff because I kept getting. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm getting double feedback. I'm gonna close on YouTube.
That's your.
Yeah. So I keep getting Mormon feeds on YouTube. So I'm on the situation where you got to call. You memorize that number to give a call. I feel like I'm on that track right now. So if you can help me escape that would be good. So I'll just defer to you of all the questions that you asked them. But I called in because it's easier to talk than to text the question. But I understand that the Lamanites, they see them as Native Americans.
Yeah.
But I don't have, I never read the Book of Mormon, so I don't know exactly what they believe. But I have a sneaky suspicion that they have the whole doctrine is, messed up, but they might have some truths that they know about, like because they practice, Freemasonic stuff, so they have some kind of knowledge. But I'm more interested in the Lamanite side of the Native Americans being.
There's not much evidence on it, brother. It's like, what the Lamanites are? Who's ever heard of the lost tribe of Shabazz? Yes, that's what the Nation of Islam and other brothers teach. There is no evidence of any lost tribe of Shabazz. There is no evidence of any Lamanites. There's no evidence whatsoever. They just made it up. Now, are they correct that Native Americans are the Israelites? Yes, but if you're looking to try to find some artifacts and oral traditions or whatever the case is regarding a distinct tribe of Native Americans identifying as the Lamanites and Nephites, you're not going to find it because it doesn't exist. What are some things you can ask Mormons? Bro, there's so many hilarious questions that I remember right now that are coming to mind. Bro, okay. So in the Book of Mormon, here's another thing they won't tell you. There's the Book of Mormon, and they have a book called Doctrines and Covenants. So there's more to the Book of Mormon than just the simple Book of Mormon. And like, for example, you're not allowed to drink coffee if you're a Mormon. You're not allowed to drink coffee. You're not allowed to drink alcohol. They believe drinking alcohol is a sin. So then, wait a minute, Jesus drank alcohol. You can ask him something like that. You can ask him about some racist Mormon quotes from Apostle Bruce R. McConkie or Brigham Young, Joseph Smith himself. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy to poke holes at their doctrine.
Right.
So just do like basic, bro. It'll take you one day to do maybe 1 hour to do research on the Mormons and come up with 20 questions to completely destroy them.
Yeah, I haven't dove in too much. I just saw a bit of stuff, and they got really occultic real quick. So I was like, I'll just ask. Y'all are familiar, and it's crazy how you just memorize certain verses. But I'm literally just getting started, so it's interesting.
Yeah. So for example, just some basic stuff. Psalm 147:4 or verse 5 says, "Great is our Lord, his understanding is infinite," meaning God knows everything, right? Well, Brigham Young, who is the successor of Joseph Smith. So people really don't know that. It goes Joseph Smith, and then who succeeded him was Brigham Young, where you get BYU, Brigham Young University. And look what Brigham Young said. He said a whole lot. But in this particular quote, this is from Journal of Discourses, Volume 6, page 120. Brigham Young said, God himself is increasing and progressing in knowledge, power, and dominion, and will do so worlds without end. Bro, they're teaching God is learning. There's things that that he will continuously learn. But the Bible said that he knows everything.
Hmm.
You know, in one way you can know the Book of Mormon is obviously fake is look at the way in which it's written. It uses words like thou and peradventure and thus, and that's not how people during the 1800s spoke. Remember, Book of Mormon is from like the 1800s. They didn't speak like they did in the 1600s, in the 1500s. With this, like this King James, it's clear what he's doing. He's taking some of the poetic nature of the King James Bible and some of the language and flow of it, and force fitting that into some BS that he came up with. And he said he had these golden tablets that he used and he had some special eyeglasses. The nigga Joseph Smith is bugged out, man. And he tried making up a bunch of religions before then. This one just happened to stick. I could go into a whole spiel of Mormonism, but that's not what this time is for.
And my main question was the Lamanites. I guess you believe in that whole thing is completely false and just made up.
It's 100% fabricated. There's no documentation of the Lamanites and the Nephites, none of them. Okay. He made it up.
I was going to just look for a connection with like the Israelite tribe God.
There's nothing to look into, brother. They made it up. Here's what you're better spending your time on. Spend your time on researching Native American tribes and encounters of, evangelists and Spaniards, Portuguese that talked to indigenous peoples and how they found that their cultures are similarly linked back to the ancient Israelites. Don't go to Joseph Smith for it. He's a clear charlatan.
No, I'm not. I wasn't going up for like any validation of certain things. It was just more of what do they know that actually fits. But the whole thing is fake. I'll have to confirm that. I'll dive in and confirm that for myself too. Yeah, but I already, when it comes to like the Native American garments, certain tribes they all wore fringes all over the place. So that was like a connection for me. So as a kid, I have Native American. I consider myself Judah, but I do have Native American ancestry. So that's where I was going down that track. But yeah, I appreciate the answer. It's interesting that you already knew. I didn't expect you to know as much as you knew about Mormons.
Yeah, my grandmother's Mormon, so that's why I know so much. But appreciate you, brother.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. Yo, listen, I didn't get to see, the experience of like going to the black church. I never got to have that. I didn't get to go to the black church. So my grandma would wake me up and I would go to the Mormon church. And I would remember they teach black skin is a curse. So real quick, Lonely Prophet, 1 second. So yo, I'm in this Mormon church, you guys, dolo, only black kid in the whole person in the entire church. I'm not knowing none of this. I'm seeing the way people are looking at me crazy. And so now I looked into their religion and now I would dare a Mormon to call my phone right now. I dare them. Like the one that you talked to a while ago, priest, the debate that you had with that Mormon, I'd have loved to have been a part of that. But anyway, the Only Prophet, you're live.
Can y'all hear me clear?
Yeah, what up?
Shalom, family. Much love to the people, the panel, Praise what's happening. I'm driving, so I have to apologize for that. I have to go pick up my babies. But now we'll get right into it. So I heard y'all made mention about like the Japhites and when you're dealing with Esau and all that different stuff. Like because I guess my question would be I'm gonna kind of make a statement and a question. So if Esau is the white man, right?
Yep.
We will have to say, because so the Japhites, are they black or white? Are they black people or white people?
They're neither. There's more than two people groups on the planet Earth. So they're melanated people for sure.
So the Japhites are black?
No, they're people of color.
Yeah.
Are Arabics black?
Well, yeah. Well, the ancient Arabs.
But you know what I mean, though. People of color.
Is Osama bin Laden?
Right. We know about the mixing in, though. You know, we all understand that. So we know that they were black.
No.
You know, more of a darker.
Hey, real quick, can you give me one verse that says the Japhites would take the Israelites in slavery?
Well, that's not what I'm getting into, but we can get into that. But that's not. I kind of want to focus. So, because what I'm saying is this: like when you read the Isles of the Gentiles, Genesis 10, right? It gives you the bloodline and the lineage of the people. Esau was not yet born. We know that, and these are Greeks and Romans and Spaniards, and we call those white people, right?
No. So in Genesis 10, the land that was allotted to Japheth currently would occupy much of Europe. Yes. But just like the people of America currently are majority white and they're not the indigenous people of this country, the same thing took place with the Japhites. The same thing takes place with all types of people, including the Israelites. It's not unique to just Japheth. The original.
But what I'm saying is,
you're missing.
I hear that.
The point is,
I hear it.
the point is, the land that was allotted to Japheth, they no longer occupy. Other people occupy it, just like the land allotted to other peoples no longer the indigenous people live in it.
Right. I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is, when we dealing with Bible, right, and then we dealing with today, and we say who these people are today, would you agree that the Greeks, the Romans, and all those people are supposed to be Esau?
Yes.
Is that what we call them? But that's a contradiction to the scriptures because they're Japhites. They come from the Japhetic sea line. Esau was not yet born. They predate Esau, the birth of Esau.
Maybe you didn't. So you were saying earlier that you were hearing what I said and you don't disagree. And then literally right afterwards, you said something anything I said.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't disagree with, the mixing and how geographically things are and how things happen. But I'm saying, what I'm focusing on is how does it make sense if we calling them Edomites if they don't descend from Esau?
Because they do descend from Esau, and despite the fact that they live in the Japhite lineage, doesn't make them Japhites. For example,
prove it. Prove that the Greeks descend from Esau. Prove that the Romans descend from Esau. We're talking about the biblical nation, Javan. We're talking about the biblical. How do you?
1 minute. Literally, it will take me 1 minute. I want everybody to watch me work, nigga. All right, watch this. First, now,
calm down. I love you, bro.
Just watch me work. All right. I want everybody to follow along. 1 Samuel 15:8. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive. Right? So Agag is the king of Amalek. Amalek is Esau's grandson, which means the Amalekites are Edomites. So Agag, right? Now let's go to Esther 3:1. Look at this. Esther 3:1. After these things, did King Artaxerxes promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him. Haman comes from Agag, who comes from Amalek, who comes from Esau. Why is this relevant? How does this answer his question about proving the Greeks? Watch this.
It don't answer.
Hold on, watch this. Addition to Esther 16.
It's okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and do what you do, but that's not it, brother.
Stop.
No, let him. You got a little bit of Did you mute him?
Yeah, I did. I got.
Okay, we're muting you because there's a little bit of feedback, bro. And then when he lands his plane, you get to respond.
So watch this. Addition to Esther 16:10. For Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha. So wait a minute. In Esther, the regular Esther, it calls Ammon an Agagite. Now it calls him a Macedonian. Well, why does this matter, him being a Macedonian? Well, because we then have in 1 Maccabees 1:1, it says, and it happened that after Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, smitten Darius, the king of the Persians, the Medes, he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Let's slow down. Let's go over this again. Agag is a descendant of Amalek, who's a descendant of Esau. Haman descends from Agag. Haman is a Macedonian, and it tells us the Macedonians are what produced the Greeks. This is how we know the Edomites are Greeks. Go ahead.
So are the Etruscans considered Negroes of Greece?
Are the Etruscans?
The Etruscans, yeah.
No problem with me answering. But before we do you agree with what the Bible just said concerning the Edomites and their community?
Of course I agree, because I understand who those people are.
Okay, so you agree that, for the record, you agree that Alexander is an Edomite?
Bro, you heard me. What I'm telling you is,
question. Do you agree that
Bro,
Alexander is an Edomite? Yes or no?
he very well could be. I'm talking about, but I don't believe that Edom. I don't believe that. Remember, my stance is I don't believe that Edomites are white people.
Okay,
So,
is Alexander a white person?
Listen, I don't know for sure, because by that time it was a mixed multitude.
Alexander the Great.
Some kind of way through the breed, the red robbery, murder.
Alexander the Great. There's literally depictions of Alexander. There's historical documents of Alexander.
Cool.
And Alexander
Right.
is
There's depictions of the Edomites, and there's depictions of the Israelites too as white people.
Yeah, go ahead, Deacon. I don't want to talk to this. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
Come on, son. Come on, bro. What I'm saying is, listen, hear me out. Just like I'm listening to you, but what I'm saying is the Etruscans, right? Historically, who are they? They were considered Negroes of Greece. We know about the Battle of Troy, all this different stuff. Who was the people in the land? So when you deal with the people of Athens and everything, they were already there. These are the people that create the navigation systems and everything over their language. All of those things point back to them. So that's what I'm saying. When you ask me that kind of question,
what
source
tells you that the Etruscans were Negroes in Europe?
Bro, go and do the research. What I'm saying is, I don't want to get too far off from the original point, but y'all heard what I made that claim, and we could come back another time with this. I'll come back on one of the next
you gotta
shows.
Come back. Listen, you gotta come back when something dope hits you. Because right now,
all right, I'm driving though. You feel me?
It ain't hitting you. It ain't hitting you. It ain't hitting you.
Driving, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. Y'all know exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is we're calling the Greeks, which are Japhites, Edomites. That's not what's happening.
We literally I just thank God that we all aren't like you, and some of us can actually listen, because you just agreed earlier that Alexander is an Edomite. You just agreed. But
why don't I ask you this question? Let me ask you this question real quick.
Who
is Uz?
You didn't get
who is Uz?
You didn't deal with no information. You don't get to ask me questions without answering any of mine.
You think too, and I did answer your question. That's why you keep going back to it.
Wait, so you answered this question. Hold on. Hold on, real quick. Let me just step in as a moderator. He proved that Agag was called an Edomite and then later called a Macedonian. So he was Edomite blood, but then he was called Japhet. What bloodline is he from, brother, according to the Bible?
Well, hey, like I said, my stance is what? It's a lot going on. So what?
We asked you for your stance. We asked you what the Bible says. If you're going to call on the show, please be serious. Please.
Alex, go ahead, brother.
I got to click anything. Can y'all hear me?
We hear
you good. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? I just came in literally like 11 minutes ago on y'all show. I just read the title. The Black People Flee America, because I only see half the title. Are y'all still talking about that? I just want, and also if you are, I just want to hear your what your stance was on that.
Yeah, so let me share my screen.
My bad. You kicked me out, Deacon? My bad.
Nah, you did that.
Okay.
And hello to you, Pakar, and Brother Hassan as well.
Shalom, King. What's going on? So we're proving with the Bible that Israelites will be saved first out of America. So when you decide to flee, you forfeit your opportunity to get the initial salvation, to be saved first. That's one. For two, we proved with Jeremiah 42 that if you try to flee the land where we are captives, then the Lord is going to find you and get your judgment there and give you your judgment where you thought you were going to flee to. That's Jeremiah 42 and 13. It says, however, if you say we will not stay in this land and so disobey the Lord your God, because we have a prison sentence here. And if you say, no, we will go live in Egypt, where we will see no war or hear no trumpet or be hungry for bread, then the Lord said he going to chase you down there and do you over there. So that's our stance.
All right. So with that stance, do y'all believe there's a wilderness that his people will be during the Great Tribulation? Like it was in the old. Do y'all believe that?
Yes, but the wilderness happens after Christ comes back.
So what portion are you talking about when should Israelites flee America? At what point are you talking? Like
right
so
now?
I don't agree with that stance. Should any Israelites flee just on their own? Like, hey man, you know what? It's rough over here. I'm leaving. Like, where you going?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to get an understanding of timeline, the timeline which of y'all talking about.
Got you. So Revelation 7:14, it says, these are they which came out of great tribulation. There came out of great tribulation. We're in tribulation over here, but then we're delivered out of the great tribulation. How are we delivered out of great tribulation? By who the world calls Christ. When we get to Revelation 11, when it says, come up out of her, my people, verse 12, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. We believe that to be the chariots, of course. So that's what we're saying. So that's when you're taken out. And then at this point, we go to the wilderness where we separate and purge out the rebels. And but Christ is there, the angels are there, the 144,000.
So that's the disconnect that of my understanding of the scriptures that I've been taught.
Okay. Well, give me your timeline.
So the timeline, and I'm paraphrasing without using scriptures, but I can go to scriptures. I'm going to give me a broad understanding. So while the Great Tribulations is going on, it's written in Psalms, it's written in Ezekiel as well. Some will be taken out and purged 3.5 years while the Great Tribulations is going on. Hence, no weapons, or you'll be looking up and weapons. You'll see the weapons going over you, and then none will touch. Will touch the. And I'm paraphrasing. After the end of the Great Tribulations, that's when you see those people in Revelations that came out of all over, just not in a specific place. Like the wilderness, you can agree is one specific place.
You're mid-trib?
Am I who?
Are you mid-trib?
No, it's only 3.5 years of tribulation. That's
right.
my.
You're mid-trib.
I don't understand. Mid means in the middle.
7 years.
No. I don't know what that's taught by Gentiles, Sunday church worshipers, but that's not biblically sound.
So the Bible talks about 3 years of tribulation. Where?
3.5 years of tribulation. All throughout in Revelation, when it talks about a times, and the dividing of times. And also you can find that in Daniel, the 7th chapter as well.
Okay. So let's just go here to Revelation 11. Who are these two witnesses?
What verse?
Revelation.
I'm in 11th chapter. What verse are you at?
Verse 3. I will give power to my two witnesses.
They shall prophesy. And if you count those 1,200 years, that's 3.5 years, correct? But you're asking what are the two witnesses? I will give power to the two witnesses. Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay. So there are two witnesses, and you believe that this is 3.5 years, right?
We can count it. You want to count it together? What that timeline is on verse?
I'm just going with your understanding, even though I don't agree. I believe that.
Well, can we count where? Because it talks about the two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 days.
Yeah.
What does that add up to?
That's 3.5 years if you take it literal.
Oh, okay.
All right. So these two witnesses, they're prophesying. Where is this at? Where is this happening?
It doesn't give a. I'm reading it.
A great city.
What? Can you point that out? Where does it say great city?
Verse 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Bottomless pit, and when they shall finish their testimony, the beast will ascend out of the bottomless pit. So the beast is still wandering around during the Great Tribulation, correct?
Who's the beast?
The devil.
Okay. Well, I don't
That
agree
came
with
out the
you.
bottomless pit. That's a man.
That's not a man. That's an empire. So you're saying the devil has 7 heads and 10 horns?
Angels have 7 heads, 10 horns, correct?
Okay, well, I disagree with your interpretation, but that's
Do
fine.
not angels have 7 heads and 10 horns? No.
Where
7
does
heads.
the angel has
No.
7
No. You're right. 7 heads and 10 horns. That is the empire.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
You're right. 7
anyway,
heads.
like I don't know. I don't really want to debate
Well, we were
Revelation.
talking about the fleeing the part, so that's why
Okay.
I came up. I didn't know your position.
Yeah,
And
so
once I heard it, there
that
was a
is our
disconnect.
position. That is our position, is that, you know, we got to serve out our sentence here, and the Israelites get saved first here, and then they go and gather.
Just America. So you're saying just United States of America, Israelites to be saved only in the United States of America first.
First, yes. And so
So your brothers who y'all, and I hope I'm representing you guys correctly. So your brothers that are in Jamaica, your brothers that are in Haiti, your brothers that you claim that
good question.
not claim, because I believe they're Israelites too.
Good question.
Those other tribes won't be saved.
I would say Babylon. Correct. The correct statement would be Babylon and its provinces. So that would be America, South America, the islands, Babylon and its provinces. That would be the correct terminology.
So no Israelites that are still in the continent of Africa, West Africa, Zimbabwe.
No, they're going to be saved, but just not first.
Okay. So you're saying those, the Africans, who we would call Africans, but some we know that are Israelites, that have not lost their heritage, right? Those are the ones in Revelations that come out of Great Tribulations?
Oh, well,
so that's why the Lord made a way for us. Now we don't know the actual land. We can guess, like where were they in the wilderness before? There is a geographic location where they were before, and just like as we believe, my congregation believes, and that's where I've been taught from, that the Lord always does what he did before. You want to know what he's going to do in the future? Look what he did before. So there is a geographic location. There is a way for us to get there. When I'm saying we don't know the way to get there, just like the Israelites of old in Moses' time didn't know how to get across that Red Sea. The Lord we believe that the Lord will make a way. We don't know, hey man, maybe, through the mail, we'll get some free plane tickets to get over there. Or, the Lord will make a way.
Wait, so you're saying that, but the Bible says it's going to be Christ who comes and saves both kingdoms and puts them back in the land. You're saying that.
Hold on. The wilderness was never the land, right? Remember, they crossed over into the land first. I mean, prior to getting the land, they were in the wilderness. So we believe we're going to be in the wilderness, what the Bible teaches about. Like
okay, you believe that it's going to be the nations are going to come together and get us all plane tickets.
No,
into some wilderness.
Don't. I'm just saying we don't know how we're going to get over there. It could be by boat or plane.
Well, Ezekiel 20 tells you it's going to be by the mighty hand of the Lord.
Oh, that's what I mean. He's going to make a way. The Lord will make a way.
Okay, so when it says Christ is going to come and gather the people, when does that happen?
When he will gather the people, that will happen after his descent.
Okay, and so he's not gathering us. You believe he's not gathering us and putting us into the wilderness?
Oh no,
he's gathering us out of the wilderness and taking us into.
No. Before his descent. I wish I had them scriptures in front of me. Before his descent, he will make a way for his chosen, his elect, to get to the wilderness. Everybody, how you claim, we'll go with that. The United States of America, the Israelites, the elect, will not make it into the wilderness. Some will be left to go through that tribulation. Right? Do you have the same understanding as well?
They won't be saved. Any Israelites in America that don't get on chariots are gonna die in America.
So you're saying all Israelites that won't get on those chariots will not make it through the great tribulations, or it's a timeline that we have a disconnect on?
Well, just look at, if you want to know more of our stance, look at our previous videos that we just did recently, the 1/3, 2/3 breakdown, the Lake of Fire breakdown, and even rewind this as we prove the prophetic timeline as far as who's saved first and what happens after.
And I've gotten confused with some of your previous uploads. Not recently, it was like a month, 2 months ago. Do y'all believe that, you got the first resurrection, then you have the thousand years, correct?
No, we don't believe that you're
All
resurrected.
right. So that's what we have. That's where we have a disconnect. My understanding of what my congregation teaches, that you have a first resurrection, then you have the 1,000 years.
And you guys believe Satan comes out and rules again 1,000 years after Christ?
No, absolutely not. Satan is in the bottomless pit, right? He's loose, yet for a second when Gog and Magog tries to come down on the Israelites, and then boom, that's it. And that's, like the end of the 8th day. So like right now we're in the tabernacles. I understand y'all keep it on the separate, timeline. Think about the 8th day. Why is this the tabernacles, the last day on the 8th day, and not like Feast of Unleavened Bread 7 days? Because after the 7th day, the 8th day, there will be no more flesh and blood. And that's when that's the New Jerusalem that came down to earth. That's what we believe. We don't believe New Jerusalem.
Are you guys 7-day Adventists?
No, I'm from the Israel of God, just to put it out there.
Oh, IOG, Brother
Yeah.
Bowie?
Yeah, I've been in it for over 21 years to be exact.
Okay.
Just to put it out there,
Yeah, that's a lot of Christianity they teach, though.
So outside of that, when we're talking about, we have a disconnect with, I'm not gonna say a lot of groups, but a lot of the, if you want to put it, mainstream groups that we teach. Like I said, the first resurrection, when his feet hits the ground, his
Do you guys teach to keep the least of the commandments?
Yeah, but so like when it comes to like the fruit of the land, right? When you sow in the fields and stuff like that, because how will we be able to keep 7 years? How will we know when the ground is supposed to rest every 7 years?
Well,
Man, you can go through a few that I know it's kind of impossible.
Do it on your own. You can do it on your own. You can let
so you'll come up with your own timeline.
Yeah, the concept is to just give the earth a break.
So you will agree there was a certain time and date, just like the feast is supposed to be held a certain time and date when the land was supposed to be kept.
Well,
so if you want to keep,
we don't see that in the Bible that there's a specific timeline. We would probably agree collectively in the ancient world that we're all going to do this on this year, but there's nothing in the Bible that says on the 7th year of Adar, do it then. It's just not in there. But something as simple as the commandment of wearing fringes. Do you guys teach that least of the commandments?
No, we do not. We teach it. We actually teach.
So you don't teach the least of the commandments.
So we don't teach fringes is allowed or what the fringes represent.
What does Jesus Christ teach about not teaching the least of the commandments?
You'll be the least in the kingdom.
Okay. So what is IOG going to be in the kingdom?
That's your. Now I'm trying to say, man. I know how y'all talk to some of your guests, but I'm gonna always be respectful. You know what I'm saying? That's your view. That because the reason why we teach, like, what do y'all call it? Fringe? Not fringe. But what's the other thing y'all wear? The two of them.
Zeets.
Yeah, we don't what they represented, if we're still wearing them, it's almost like, well, what did Christ come for? What did he mean? Because I understand y'all don't believe we're in the new covenant right now. So we're in the, so the new covenant, do you think we're wearing fringes during 1,000 years?
Yes, because the law is still going to be written on our heart. So it doesn't matter the purpose, it's the law.
So mind you this, right? Mind you this. There will be people that will mess up, not because of the devil. Remember, our understanding the devil is put away during that 1,000 years. That's why it's called 1,000 years of peace. There still will be death. There still will be sickness. There still will be some people that will just like make a mistake on certain things, right? But it's not willfully sinning. So we don't, if we're gonna still be wearing fringes during 1,000 years while Christ is on the earth, Christ himself, Jesus himself is still gonna be on the earth. Like, wait a minute, something is like there's a far disconnect.
Okay, well, help me out then. When it says, do not think that I come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of the pen will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. So
not one jot, not one tittle. So to that, ask me about because you were talking about the least of the kingdom or how
right.
we
So
treat certain laws.
Nothing is going to pass from the law until all be fulfilled. Is all fulfilled?
Nope. He
Okay.
came when he came. He fulfilled his part.
Okay, correct. So if that's the case, then and all is not fulfilled.
So you guys are still sacrificing animals for sin?
We'll deal with that, but let's stay on fringes.
Okay.
So if all has not been fulfilled, why are you guys not keeping the least of the commandments and teaching men to not keep the least of the commandments?
So the same reason why you're not sacrificing every animal, you're not sacrificing the animals and taking them to whoever you deem as a high priest.
That's not the same.
Well, that was my answer.
Okay, I'm
not going to agree with it.
I'll answer that though. The reason why we don't sacrifice right now is because it's against the law to sacrifice outside of Israel, outside of the temple. That's actually a law. Deuteronomy 12 and Deuteronomy 16.
Not to throw another brother because he's not here to defend himself. But y'all did a live together, and I want to say his name. I just don't know if that's called tailbearing or not. It was just another brother. He's not here to defend himself. But that congregation that y'all did a live with after the Passover, that brother, and
whoever he is, he's going off. Period.
So anyway, he took an animal, he took a lamb into his house and sacrificed it for the Passover.
Oh, if you kill a lamb and you're roasting it and eating it, that's not the same as sacrificing unto God. The law is clear that you cannot sacrifice unto God outside of the land. You agree, right? Did you even know that law was in place?
Yes. It can only get done in the temple.
Okay, so are you saying that Jesus Christ came to do away with certain laws?
Sacrificing once a year in the temple.
But I thought he said until nothing's gonna be void or do away with until all is fulfilled.
So through Acts all the way to, let's just say, what's the last book before Revelation? Just show me where they were still sacrificing in the temple.
Okay, perfect.
Not the last scripture. Well, if you want to go there, Acts, and I think that was the 14th chapter when they
Acts 21.
Acts 21, where you showed me where they gave up an offering.
Right.
We don't know what was that, a free will offering? Was that a peace offering?
We just do know.
Offering. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you how we know. Verse 24, take these men, join in the purification rites, and pay their expenses. Let's get the KJV.
Purify themselves, correct?
Yeah, KJV is to.
This says purify thyself.
But hold on.
Save your head.
Moses, what is 22, 23? Okay, here we go. Verse 23, do therefore this that we say to thee. We have 4 men which have a vow on them. What is his vow?
Vows, that's a promise. Like, hey man, I vow not to do whatever. That means I
Okay.
can't go back on that vow.
What vow in the Old Testament do you have to shave your head after you end it?
Tell me.
The Nazarite vow. And
Right.
at the end of the Nazarite vow, you have to give an animal sacrifice. So that's the vow. That's why it says that they had to do an animal sacrifice at the end of it. And guess what he said? He said, do this according to the law of Moses. He said to show everybody
nothing but thou. So I'm trying to see where it says law of Moses. It says keep his law.
Right here in 24. But show everybody that you walking orderly and keepers the law. Look at the other translation says. The other translation says,
I mean, we understand what that means.
Yeah, that you yourself are living in obedience to the law. So we see animal sacrifice still all through the New Testament until the temple is not standing. You want another example?
Show me a second one, because that one to me is weak because it didn't show what type of offering they was given. I understand you were saying that was only people that was shaving their heads, supposedly only people were the.
So what offering was it?
It doesn't say, does it? You're putting to the text what you're thinking it is.
I'm just going by the context. That's all, brother.
Give me the second one.
All right, now let's get another one. Okay. So this is going to be.
How do we get here again?
Because you guys.
Are we talking about fringes? I forgot, man.
No, you guys are teaching to keep the least.
The least. You said the least commandments, and we don't teach all the commandments. I got you. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's go to Acts chapter 2.
And I wasn't camp banging, man. It was just you asked me, was I a 7-day Adventist? And instead of just beating around the bush, I just said, hey, well, this is a congregation I'm at. This ain't camp banging, nothing like that. To give you an understanding.
Mm-hmm. I'm not camp banging either. That was a question. Everybody asked me why IOG.
One thing we don't do, bro, like we get into discussions with people on the street or whatever, at your job, man, don't even tell them when you go to church. Just let them just talk Bible. That's all that matters. It's this book. Just talk Bible. They don't have to know, So we try to keep, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to, like, even for y'all, like, I wouldn't have to go out. I wouldn't recommend going out there and telling people I'm an Israelite. I mean, it's just a bloodline. Who cares who you are? Just teach the Bible.
Well, this is for you, and this is also for people watching.
Yeah.
And
no, I understand.
One thing I'm not gonna do is force. I'm just putting the information out there. In Acts 24:17, Paul says this again. After several years away, I returned to Jerusalem with money to aid my people and to offer sacrifices to God. Now, when you look at the Greek, when you look at any commentary or theologians on this, they're going to say he's coming to Jerusalem to give animal sacrifice.
He said alms and offerings. Continue.
Yes, that's what he said he does. After several years, alms is when you just give donations to the people, the poor.
All right. And that could be anything, correct?
Alms?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Offerings?
Offerings. When you look at the Greek, this word is Levitical. Look at so what offerings is it? I'm telling you, the Greek word says
simplicity of Christ. The simplicity of Christ. Now, because I see offering, hey man, that don't mean offering. But continue.
Okay, so what does it mean then?
Offering.
Yeah. So what does that look like? Can you describe it?
The same offerings that when we go back into what? Exodus?
Animal sacrifice.
All offerings, when you read it in the first 5 books of Moses, that Moses was handed down to Moses, all offerings did not mean
show me that
sacrifices.
Show me that.
So my job now is to point out the so I'm clear, when offerings was not always used for animal sacrifice, correct?
This is clear as saying
I'm not saying go ahead.
No, it's saying sacrifice to God. So what would have happened? So all right, so now let me ask you this. If animal sacrifice was done away with at Christ, at his death, his ascension, then why would there be a Levitical priesthood still?
There isn't a Levitical priesthood.
No,
There is
word
not.
was there during the time until the temple was destroyed.
No. Once Christ left, once Christ ascended, he basically took back his priesthood.
All right. So let's go to Acts 23. And here we see
Acts who?
Ananias. Yeah, Acts 23 and 2.
Okay.
Here's Ananias the high priest. How's their Levitical high priest?
23 and what?
23 and 2. You said the Levitical priesthood was done away with when he was resurrected and ascended. But in Acts 23 and 2, we see Ananias the high. We see a Levitical high priest.
Commanded them. Okay, go ahead. Your question is?
Why are you saying it's done away with? This shows that animal sacrifice was still in play.
Because there was a high priest that shows that?
Yeah, the Levitical priesthood.
He administered the law, correct? That was their only job. Levitical priesthood was only to administer the law by sacrifice.
They waited on the temple and served the temple. And what happened at the temple? Animal sacrifice.
Okay.
And let me show you something. Paul even respected him. Look at this, verse 3. Then said Paul unto him, God shall smite thee thy wall. So Paul talking crazy to the high priest. And they stood and said, revilest thou God's high priest? They said, this is God's high priest. Not that the Levitical priesthood is done away. And then look what Paul said. I'm sorry, brethren. I didn't know he was high priest. Then he said, for it is written, thou shalt not speak evil of the rulers of thy people. Paul basically said, I broke God's laws by talking crazy to this high priest who is God's high priest.
Okay. So
you're done, buddy.
Hold on. My position was before Christ came in the flesh that he took up the Levitical priesthood, correct? That was my position. And once he ascended, I said it went back because, as I stated my position a couple weeks ago to you guys, once the veil of the temple was ripped at twain twice in the middle, right? That was a sign of there's no more sacrificial law because Christ was the ultimate sacrifice. So what are we sacrificing animals for if Christ, with all the law pointed to Christ being sacrificed?
Good question. My point is that
Hebrews 10th chapter. Go ahead.
Here's my point. This animal sacrifice that they were doing is not for sin. They're still animal sacrifice. The point is that nothing from the law.
Stop there.
Christ, hold on, wait, let me finish. The point is that Christ did not come to do away with any of the laws. You guys at IOG are teaching that Christ did come to do away with the least of the commandments. Therefore, you guys will be the least in the kingdom.
So, question. I hate it. I just lost my point. When you say it, because I said stop
that most there's some animal sacrifices that don't have anything to do with sin.
So why you sacrifice? So why would anybody be sacrificing an animal today? I'm asking a question to get your understanding.
Today or biblical times?
Biblical times after Christ ascended.
Okay.
Why would anybody be sacrificing?
You would still do it in biblical times because there are other animal sacrifices that you can give to God that has nothing to do with sin, such as what? The Nazirite vow. Now, again, the reason we don't do it today is because there's no temple. It's very simple.
Okay.
Look, but I've been on it for over 2 hours, though.
Come on, man.
Go ahead. I'll let you get the last word. Go ahead.
What's your first name? I never say it. I always call it brother. So, hey, man, you're supposed to go out. You're a young man. You're supposed to go out this with, and it's not contentious.
Oh, and listen, we've been on for pushing 2.5 hours. But Hassad, if you want to chime in, go ahead.
No, he's asleep, man.
No, honestly, my bad. I'm just handling business over here.
He's drinking milk.
I didn't know he was IOG. So now I'm gonna clip this Genesis debate with IOG. Thanks for the content. But
well, I'm just still trying to understand how you reconcile the fact that Jesus Christ literally said, until heaven and earth passes away, not even the smallest detail of the law will go away, yet you don't wear fringes, even something as simple as that.
What was fringes? All right, I'm going to give you my answer.
Yeah, it's not
If,
really relevant though, brother. That's a non
well,
sequitur.
your question could. So I can say, well, your question is not relevant.
Well, it is relevant, and here's how it's
I'm
relevant.
going to answer you.
The difference is though, because I want to make sure you understand the question that's being posed to you.
I heard the question. Trust me, I heard it the first time. I'm
But
a
I
great
don't think you
listener.
understood it though. So you asking me in response, what is the purpose of fringes, is a non sequitur. It has nothing to do with the question. So you keep bringing it up as if it's a point, but it's not a valid point.
Okay.
Fringes is a part of the law. You agree?
Fringes was a part of the law.
Okay. And it says, Christ said, until heaven and earth passes away, not even the smallest detail of the law shall be abolished until all is fulfilled.
Okay.
Period, point blank. That means if fringes is a part of the law, you need to be keeping it to this very day.
Okay. So you're saying every law, I know the numbers thrown out. So every law that y'all teach that must be kept, correct?
Every law that you're able to keep, you should keep.
Okay. Okay. Again, so now I'm going to, so from my understanding, and without asking you the questions, fringes was to remind you of the law.
Yep.
When you look down on your friends, oh man, thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not eat anything, that has died on his own, right?
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah.
So is Passover. It's to remind you of Passover.
But watch this. Did Jesus Christ wear fringes?
I can't say he did. I can't say he didn't.
Okay, well, Mark 6 and 50. Mark 6.
Hey man, so understand, don't think everybody come up here to battle. Teach.
No, this is a battle. It's a friendly fade, though.
Yeah.
It's a friendly fade. Like if you fall, we're not gonna stomp you out. We're gonna pick you up.
Watch this. I mean, hey man, understand that's the new era and how people talk to one another. Understand, try to gauge sometimes like, hey man, this brother, he's just talking. And I'm not just talking about me.
He's right. He's right, Hassad. He's right.
We ain't trying to win. Sometimes teach.
Right. So,
like I put that last
teach. Let's teach.
So in Mark 6 and 56, it says, wherever he went, Jesus, in villages, cities, or the countryside, they brought the sick out to the marketplaces. They begged him to let the sick touch at least the fringe of his robe. And all
hold on. Mark what? Mark what?
6 and 56. Christ wore fringes, and people who touched his fringes.
I'm reading from the KBG. Are you reading from the new KBG or
I'm reading from the NLT, but the King James says, as many touch the border of his garment. It's the same.
Yeah, let's go to the Greek word for that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, because I don't know, because the high schools I went to and the limited college I went to, I don't know what border means.
Okay, no problem.
What verse is that?
The Jews had such appendages attached to their mantles to remind them of the law.
I don't even know what you're reading right now, brother, because I read border. So whenever you go, keep going, and I read border. But I understand we are in the United States of America.
No.
And the public schools that we went to in the United States of America, they taught us wrong when it comes to border of something.
No,
like
Alex,
the border of Chicago or the border of, we don't know what that means.
Brother Alex, do you agree that the ancient manuscripts we have that King James was sent his scholars to translate from was in Greek?
They took it from another language and put it into Latin, correct?
What?
Huh? No.
No, they took it from Latin and changed it into what, English?
No. King James.
Just teach, brother. Just teach.
Okay, King
just
James.
Teach, man.
King James was dealing with the Textus Receptus when it comes to the New Testament, and that is Greek ancient manuscripts. That Greek word there shows that it's fringes.
Okay.
That's all.
So that's what it says, brother.
I read border. You went to something else outside the Bible because the Bible's not good enough for you. I get it.
You don't get it. No, you don't get it. So now it's like
that means you celebrate Easter.
So I saw the word Easter in the book of Acts, but that was actually Passover.
How do you know?
How would you know that, brother? That's
hold on. Because what was going around that time was Passover.
But it says Easter. It says Easter. So now you don't believe what the Bible says.
No. Every year. I know y'all celebrate like a month, 3 weeks earlier than mostly, Israelites honor it or whatever. But around that same time is what? Easter, right? So out of context, when you're reading Acts, I forgot what chapter that was. You had an understanding, okay, whoever wrote this part, whoever transcribed this part, then had the understanding that that is Passover.
Oh, so you can't just take the English word for Easter and you have to go into the original language, don't you?
I didn't say you had to. I didn't go into
No,
another
watch this.
book. I
Watch
didn't
this,
go
though.
into another book. I went to the context. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me teach Hassad real quick. Hassad, let me teach you something real quick, right? So, do you believe Jesus Christ committed any sin, Hassad?
No, thank you. Perfect. This is where I was going to go next. No, I don't.
Me either.
Okay. Is it a sin to break the law, Alex?
Is it a sin to break the law? Absolutely.
Okay. And fringes are a part of the law.
This is where I was going to go. Yep, it is.
Yes. So, did Christ wear them or not?
I can't say he did. I can't say he didn't. Like I told
So
you.
he
Can
may
you say
have
if Christ
sinned.
sinned or not? Can you say if Christ sinned or not?
I said no.
Is wearing fringes a law?
So okay, let's go with because of that. Oh no, because of that premise.
IOG, Israel of God. This is who you sent here for me.
I didn't. Hey, I didn't. Hey, no one sent me for here. I told y'all, like,
I'm playing, brother.
Y'all humorous, and I like the fact that y'all younger brothers are in the word. Period. And this is not a battle. I represent myself and my understanding, and we only got to who I've sat up under. You know, just because you asked me. Remember, I've been talking. I think this third time it's irrelevant where I come from. So this is not a battle. I don't care about being clipped. That's.
I understand. So, brother, is it a
So
law?
he wore fringes. He wore fringes because he would have sinned if he didn't. Continue.
So why don't? So you're in sin for not wearing fringes then?
What was the fringes pointing towards the law? And we're in the new covenant, and Christ came.
Has the definition of sin changed from the time of Christ until now? Yes or no?
So the old covenant and new covenant has changed.
I asked you about that. I asked you, has the definition of sin changed from 2000 years ago now?
Absolutely, still transgression of the law.
Okay, so sin 2,000 years ago will still be sin now, and you just admitted that it was be a sin to not wear fringes whilst not wearing fringes. So you're in sin.
So I'm going to make a new law. I'm gonna make a new covenant.
Okay, go ahead, Deacon. I'm gonna
here.
So according to you, Hassad, a new covenant, can that be a sin? Because
what?
We're here in the new covenant, right? So if we're in the new covenant, we got some questions for IOG.
No. You have some questions for Alex. That's the name that you see on there.
Alex, who's a member of IOG. Okay.
There we go.
But this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel. After those days, I will put my law. What law is this?
The laws that you read, that was in the books of Moses that God handed to the Israelites.
Okay. And one of them is fringes. So the law of fringes is written on your heart, but you don't keep it.
Continue.
Okay. Now I'll write it on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. Does Brother Bowie still teach you?
Yes.
And you're his neighbor.
Not only Brother Bowie, but there's several pastors across the United States that teach. But continue.
And you're his neighbor, correct?
Anybody who you come across is your neighbor. But continue.
Okay. So in the new covenant, it says you won't teach your neighbor. Why are you still being taught by your neighbor?
What chapter are you reading, bro? I thought you was getting to another point. So I didn't follow you because you went to a scripture. It didn't even announce it to the other people.
911, what's your emergency?
Oh, yeah, I got a murder. I want to report a murder.
Where you at?
Kids, come on, kids, come on now, grow up now. Come on, we're talking. This is not a battle. It's not like y'all clubhouse or y'all want to gain wins or views. Teach, brother.
Alex, we enjoy teaching, and it's fun.
It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun.
Okay, so would you rather?
If we're trying to get to an ultimate goal, brothers, man, it's not about making fun of the other person, make the other person look fun. Come on, man.
We all black people, bro. We're just talking. We love you, bro. I promise you. Just come on, bro. Don't do that.
I'm just saying, but don't make not even me, bro. I don't like when sometimes y'all make y'all guests look, you want to get a clip with one of your guests that didn't come at y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's true. That's true.
That's all. Now,
He's
now,
right.
if I came at y'all, oh man, clip it all, bro.
You're
Anybody.
right. You're right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, come on, bro.
It's just so
Come on.
hard. It's
Because
just
I'm
so
on my phone and I'm looking at the scriptures is real small. I heard
okay.
you talking, but I didn't know where you was going until you asked that question. So I wasn't following. I was
Well,
looking
the
for
only reason that I'm here is because you guys teach, and I can speak for you guys because I've heard that you guys believe we're in the new covenant. The only reason we're here because you're saying some of the laws are like suppressed or done away with or void or nullified or disannulled because we're in the new covenant. So now I'm just trying to show you
Did you
that.
forget it? Did you forget about any laws? I understand the premise of yes, we're infringers, but if you understood it, did you forget any of the laws?
But let me
Since
finish what
you've
I'm
been
saying.
taught, you've been in here. I think you've been in the word you said since you were what 25 or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. Right. So the laws that you learned? Did you forget them?
I mean, yes, you could. You could. Like when a brother came on here and asked a question about a law that I studied, it's not written on our heart yet. So like there are some, not the major laws, like I'm not gonna forget not to eat pork or commit adultery, but there are some, you know,
Give me one that if without those fringes that you would forget. I get what you're saying. That hey, did
well,
Jesus wear
no,
fringes?
something as
Yes, he
simple
wore
as
fringes. Go ahead.
the brother asked about the wearing crocodile and snake skin. We had to look that up. So that proves that we're not in a new covenant. So the only reason I'm coming here, I want to make this clear so you don't think I'm trying to like take you here and take you there and
A
take you
brother
there.
taught y'all that y'all can't wear crocodiles.
No,
Gave
listen.
shoes? Okay, okay, my bad.
No, I'm saying he asked a question. And so we
Okay.
looked at Leviticus 11. But what I'm saying is we're here because you're saying that in the new covenant, some laws are done away with. So now I'm just proving we're not in the new covenant. That's all.
Okay. Can you go to that scripture again? Before you
Jeremiah
said 911, 911.
Yeah, Jeremiah 31 and 34.
All right.
You kind of look like a younger Bernie Mac, bro.
Man, last week I looked like somebody else.
That's a compliment, though. That's one of the greats.
He's
So it says,
from my hometown too.
all praises.
Yeah.
So Jeremiah 31 and 34 says, in the new covenant, you won't teach your neighbor, but you said you're learning.
To teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, because everyone's gonna know him. That's when he returns. Now let's get some context when you're saying this is a new covenant. You gave me one scripture.
Brother, verse 31 literally says, behold, the days come.
He went to 34, sir.
31.
Don't think about but he went to 34, and that's what we just read.
You're
And I
not,
said,
brother. Okay, you asked us to teach. So in order for us to teach, you need to be.
all right, hey, what you need to have some humility. I didn't come at him.
Brother, in verse 31, it says, behold, the days come, says the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Judah and with the house of Israel. Then it says, not according to the days, the covenant that I made with their fathers. The point is, from 31 all the way to 34, where he's reading, is the new covenant.
I will give him continue. All right, so
Right.
reading going down from 31 to 34, I'm going to give you my understanding from reading from 31 to 34.
But he's specifically
It started out at behold, the days will come.
Okay,
correct?
let's just start with our, you know what, for fun, not for fun, but just for edification's sake, we can start at verse 31. I guess if you want to, Deacon, you want to?
That's what you just went to. So
I already said I'm not gonna force him to we're not gonna pigeonhole him, but we do hope that you kind of give a critical analysis, line by line analysis, please.
Who's talking now, Hassad or me? Because he started at 31. We was about to do a line by line analysis.
Okay, go ahead.
Hassad,
no, I'm saying, brother.
you're telling me to go. You're telling me. Okay,
yeah,
so
start at verse 31 to 34. Yeah. Give your understanding.
Behold, the days will come. I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Right, not according to the past. Verse 32. So I'm just paraphrasing verse 32. So when we get down to 33, he said, "I will put my laws in the inward parts and write them in their hearts." Basically, your mind. So we do agree, hearts is your mind, so you can remember.
So are you gonna exegete it like line for line? Or you're just gonna like gloss and then just kind of,
What did you just? Come on, man.
Okay. What did you ask me? Your mind, your heart is your mind. Yes.
Thank you. So now I'm going to get down to 34. So that's why I was glossing through. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. You're saying, well, don't you still get taught by Brother Bowie? That's exactly what you were getting at, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Know the Lord, for they shall all know me. So basically, what you're saying, if we were in a new covenant, we wouldn't be teaching each other. So that you're saying, according to you, is the new covenant the 1,000 years or after the 1,000 years?
I thought you were supposed to be giving us your
Hold
understanding.
on, hold on. So hold on.
Yeah.
I can make my point after you answer that.
But you said
Since
that
we
you
went from
you respect us as younger brothers in the word, and we're just saying, can you go through and explain it first, and then after your explanation,
you're telling me to do all that, don't ask you no questions, correct?
yeah, and then after that, you can ask us
All right.
questions.
So my understanding.
Yes, please.
My understanding.
We want to know IOG's understanding.
Again, I'm speaking
Well,
for
you
Alex.
wouldn't teach nothing different than
I'm
IOG.
speaking from Alex, the person that the name is on that thing right there.
Okay,
Where I got my teaching from, yes, it was be the IOG.
right.
Okay.
But you
But
wouldn't
I'm
teach nothing
representing
different
Alex
than-
right now.
But you wouldn't teach. That's
I'm
fine.
representing
But
my
you wouldn't teach
understanding.
nothing different than them, right?
It's a possibility that I can make a mistake and teach something. I'm humble
Okay.
to say that. I'm
Okay.
telling you who I'm speaking for right now. So my understanding is verse 34, where he took me to, saying the premise of we won't be teaching each other. That's why I came back and said, well, wait a minute. There's still going to be teaching when Christ is on the earth during 1,000 years. We're still going to be teaching our neighbor during 1,000 years. That's why I posed that question. Are we not going to be still teaching God's ways? There will be newborn babies. There will be newborns. There will be, families being raised. We're not going to teach nobody.
Are you asking rhetorical questions or are you exegeting the text?
I'm asking a
Let's
question.
answer this question. So, even if we do say we're going to be teaching in 1,000
Don't
years,
say anything that you don't believe. You can just say no, then I can continue.
okay, we don't believe that.
I
We're
don't
going to
want
be
you to grant me no positions. Just
the
your
Bible is
understanding.
clear in the new covenant, which begins when Christ comes back, when we're going through the bond of the covenant in the wilderness. We're not going to teach our neighbor. We believe what the Bible says.
Okay. So after the wilderness, and we're now put in the land, everyone's getting their own land. There's no teaching.
Not to know the Lord.
Right.
So the law is going to be.
So what's
So the law. No. Think about what you just said. Think about what you said.
No. I want to hear what you believe. So now that we've given our stance, what is your explanation?
Yeah.
They shall not teach every man his neighbor to know the Lord, for they shall all know me from the least to the greatest. What do you say that means?
So during the new covenant, the new covenant is here after Christ ascended. He was the ultimate sacrifice. He is what all the prophets from Genesis to Malachi pointed towards. On his return, when he takes down all rulership, to gain back his rulership as king of kings, lords of lords. Right now, our laws are put in our inward parts. We no longer have to, as a reminder, have to look down on our fringes. We no longer have to put the blood on the doorpost. This is my understanding, because all that pointed towards him, not the fringes. When he said he's going to put the law in our inward part, he said it in Jeremiah. He confirmed it in the New Testament. When Paul understood Paul confirmed it in the New Testament. That's my understanding. Because how are we going to be when Christ returns? Because we have an understanding about the 1,000-year period.
Brother, I'm asking you to
I just
interact.
answered you. I just answered. If you didn't like my answer,
you said things, but you didn't answer it.
well,
So again,
that was my answer.
I'm specifically asking you and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor to know the Lord. Who are they?
They shall teach no more than this. His brother saying, know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them. I will forgive their iniquity. I will remember their sin no more. Ask that question. Ask that question. I just read 34 again to myself.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. Who are they?
The people of God.
Okay. The people of God shall not teach every man his neighbor to know the Lord. What does that mean? They won't teach their neighbor to know the Lord?
Because after Christ makes his descent, I'm giving you my understanding of the question that you're asking. Because once Christ makes his descent, every eye will see him.
Okay.
And in
So,
my understanding, if every eye is going to see him, even if you never knew about the Lord, even if you're down in Amazon somewhere and the word didn't even reach your village or whatever, you're going to see him.
okay.
And then
So,
you're going to go ahead.
Okay. So when the Bible says, hereby we do know him if we keep his commandments, do you agree that that's how you know God is by keeping?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. That's how he knows you. But go ahead.
Okay. So when it says, and you won't teach someone to know God, doesn't that mean you won't teach someone to know you won't have to teach someone the commandments because they will all know it?
No, it didn't say commandments. It said know the Lord.
Okay, but you just
So
agreed.
if I just reminded you what happened last week, man, you saw the Lord that came back last week, right? Did it say commandments?
Okay, so it says, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. You agreed they is the people of God, not some random people in the Amazon jungle. So when it says, for they shall they shall all know me from the least of them to the greatest, it's speaking about the people of God, yes? If you're going to be consistent.
Not necessarily, because in Jeremiah, hold on. You don't have to like my answer, but just hear it.
Well, I hate
In Jeremiah, where it talks about the Gentiles and how their forefathers lied to them, they inherited lies, right? How would they know they inherited lies at a certain point in time?
What does it
You
have to
know
do
the scripture I'm talking about, one of y'all?
That has nothing
Yeah,
to do with
I believe
Oh,
that.
no, it's a greater point. It's a greater.
I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question, and then we're going to conclude this. That's the context there is not even. I don't even think that's kingdom connotation. I would have to look at it, but I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
For them to understand, for them to understand that they were inherited lies when it comes to this book. When it comes to this book, they will have to know the truth by that time, right?
Yes.
So that's why I'm going back to 34. That doesn't necessarily mean it says we have to read the scriptures for what we see, unless you give me another context. It says no man should be teaching thy neighbor about who the Lord is.
Mm-hmm.
Or
so when are we not going to teach our neighbor anymore? That's the question.
I don't have an answer for that. Because my understanding, even in the kingdom, we'll still be teaching.
Okay. The laws written on your heart.
Israelites will still be the priests, and they still will be teaching.
Okay. In the kingdom, I'm sorry, in the new covenant that you believe is right now, the law is written on your heart. Can you name the 7 feast days of Leviticus 23 off the top of your mind, since the law is written on your heart and your mind? Go ahead, you got it, uninterrupted.
Passover, the first and second day of Feast of Unleavened Bread, that'll be 3. Day of Pentecost, that'll be 4. The memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, that'll be 5. Day of Atonement, that'll be 6. And the Feast of Tabernacles.
Well, technically that was 6, but whatever.
That was 6, but he didn't even get the Sabbath. You forgot that one.
Hold on. The first and the second day?
That don't even matter.
In the tabernacles, in dwelling in booths, the first.
But Alex, you forgot the Sabbath.
You asked me about the feast days.
The Sabbath is a feast day.
You can cook, you can cook and have a yes, you can have a Sabbath. You're supposed to have a Sabbath. Hold on, do you even know what I'm asking?
Yes, you're asking the Sabbath. No, but it's still considered a feast day. Is the Day of Atonement a feast day?
No.
You named it as a feast day. And it's a day you don't eat, huh? Just put on this Genesis. Just put on this Genesis outfit and get the hell out of that IOG, man.
Just wear fringes at least. You gotta do that.
Wear fringes.
Fringes.
Get you a Genesis shirt and wear fringes, man, and you'll get on this chariot, brother.
All right, brother. Y'all teach. I think what happened. So, and I just want to say this so I won't miscategorize you guys. Y'all have a one West style of teaching, right? When it comes to, I've heard some of you. I've heard you kind of change some of your position on Gentiles getting salvation. It's just y'all's harsh teaching and understanding is just kind of that only Israelites are going to get saved. But we're talking about the kingdom because everyone's not going to get into the kingdom. I don't care if I'm just holding the door. If I'm the least, if I'm the last man that gets in the kingdom, I'm cheering for joy. I don't care what you got me doing in there. I'll shine shoes, clean tables, doesn't matter. You're in the good side of the kingdom and not in the lake of fire. So a lot of times I don't even know if y'all even believe in the lake of fire. That men is gonna be there's gonna be a man that's gonna be Satan to the lake of fire.
That's gonna be a what?
The beast and the false prophet is gonna be Satan into the lake of fire before even Satan gets there.
They're gonna beat Satan to the lake of fire before Satan gets there.
The false prophet, the beast and the false prophet will make it to the lake of fire before Satan will. But anyway, I'm giving you a broad view how a lot of y'all teaching is kind of like, I don't know.
You want us to love white people more?
We're supposed to love that neighbor, but I guess y'all don't believe. Y'all only believe you're only supposed to love your tribe. Your 12 tribes.
Just say yes or no. You want us to love white people more?
Absolutely, man. Indians, Africans, yes. Yes.
Can we love our own first and get that together?
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
We need to get our people
You're not
together.
even loving God like you ought to.
Yeah, the Bible.
Hassan, what'd you say? Hassan, what'd you say?
You're not even loving God like you ought to, bro.
Oh, because I don't wear fringes. But can you follow what we're talking about right now?
I am following it. You have a critique about our lack of love for Europeans and other races of people, but you don't even love God the way you ought to.
I have to, and look, I try to love God with all my heart, all my might. Okay.
I'm not trying to say that to be rude or belittling, but you don't. Do you have the ability to wear fringes? Yes.
I don't believe it's necessity.
Right, but you already agreed that Christ had to have wore fringes
because I'm looking down to remember a law that I can remember right here.
Okay, could Christ have remembered it? He's the Word made flesh.
Absolutely, he could. Absolutely, I answered your question. I said absolutely.
What about a beard? Do you guys teach you don't have to wear a beard too?
We don't teach against it.
He didn't ask
you guys. You guys are disgusting. Because
we do not teach against. If a man comes in there clean shaven, hey man,
is that a sin? Yes or no?
To cut the four corners of your head.
To mar your beard, bro.
I don't know if that's something that's gonna keep me out of the kingdom. That or friend.
Sin gonna keep you out of the kingdom?
I said I don't know if that's a sin. Or if that's something going against his ordinance, that's gonna keep me out of the kingdom. I'm telling you what Alex don't go back and say, hey man, IOG teaching, blah, blah, blah. You know, if you want to clip it, cool. I'm clarifying this is what Alex's understanding is.
I mean, I can look at some of them guys in IOG and see they're not saved. No, I'm joking, but
you believe you're saved right now?
I'm joking, man.
Okay. Like we don't teach no one's saved at this present moment.
I believe that IOG and those alike are
have you ever watched any of the lessons, either one of you?
Yes, I've seen it. I fell asleep on a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I can't sleep at night, I put Brother Bowie on. But the thing is this, like we are IOG and those alike are holding back Jesus Christ from coming back. We got to teach our people to keep.
Hey man, so no one's holding the Lord, but you know he has a timeline when he's coming.
Yes, and his timeline is already predestinated. And he's saying, I have to come this point because IOG is going to be teaching
All
against.
right. Come on now. All right.
Alex, just put a big G on. You want a Genesis Varsity Online Academy
Man,
specializing in Hebrew apologetics?
what I like doing, man, every time I see something that's worth just discussing or just talking about,
I want to give you a scholarship.
Don't. I mean, you can. I won't turn down anything unless it's against the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Don't turn down nothing but your collar, brother. All right. So yeah, get with me on the email, man. I do want you to come in there and learn the truth of the Bible.
Yeah, that's where you went left.
I want to save your soul.
Hey, I got a question. Before you let me go. What you saying that is that the same way where you feel like you can't learn from anyone who's ever learned up a different doctrine than
Absolutely.
you?
No, listen, bro.
Okay.
I learn from everybody, bro. I can learn something from everybody. I watch other camps sometimes.
Outside the fringes and me loving all my neighbors, all nationalities, do you think I still have an opportunity to get into the kingdom on the good side of the kingdom?
Now that's a loaded question. So I'll answer like this. If you're an Israelite and you keep the law, statutes, and commandments to your best ability, and only God knows what that looks like. Well, I mean, we can see if you're at the rib shack eating McRibs. We can see you're not doing your best.
Absolutely.
But, if you're doing your best to keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, then
we have a chance to see each other either in the wilderness or in the land.
Yes.
All right. So let's not go over the little small stuff because we all trying to get to the same place. Just understand that from the premise, even when you speak with other Israelites from different camps, bro, we all trying to get to the same place. I believe firmly, man, our job as a priest of the Lord of the Most High is to bring everyone back into him since Adam dropped the ball, to bring all people back to him. Yes, it did like the Lord did come wake us up first. He had to go to his priests first, wake them up. But we saw the understanding in Acts 13 and the 14th chapter where he saw the vision, he understood the vision. Then he had to go back and explain, hey, man, you can tell those people, I know y'all going to disagree because I heard y'all arguments. From my understanding, hey, man, he wasn't supposed to come around other nations. So he had to rehearse how he was going to tell these brothers how, I was amongst a Gentile, blah, blah, blah.
Are you going to be equal? Let's say we agree with you. All right, let's go to the Gentiles. Tell them, graft into the Israelites, keep God's law, statutes, and commandments so you can escape the lake of fire and get.
Man,
what's the role? What's their position?
Who cares, brother? It's the kingdom.
But okay, so a Gentile.
Bro, it's 1,000 years of peace, brother.
But listen, so a Gentile comes to you and say, hey, I was reading Isaiah 60 and 12. Who are the people who were having bricks on their back serving you guys?
Other nations. Anybody, I will point them to, hey, man, look at these people, look at these people, look at the look at the prophecies. Yeah, look at Daniel. He says, hey, we're those prophecies that have befallen them in Daniel's 9th chapter. Hey, there they are right there. But
why does Daniel say the kingdom won't be left to other people?
Sinners.
But in the context, it's talking about races and ethnic groups and different nations. Again,
let's just say, we can't even wrap our mind around peace, man, especially from under our plight in America. There's no wars going on. Who cares, man? No peace. Sickness, if you get sick, you go grab a tree and get healed. Who cares about that small stuff? That's just to make you puff you up. I'm better than you.
No,
it's just
the Bible, brother. It's in the Bible.
It's the truth.
Okay, so it's in the Bible. Who cares? This is the kingdom.
About what's in the Bible?
No.
No wonder you don't wear fringes and don't have a beard.
Right. I can tell you younger than him. I could tell aside.
You see how but you see how that was an insult right there.
About saying who cares?
Yeah.
What's the context of what I'm saying? What's the context of what I'm saying?
Who cares about the word of God? That's insulting to my Lord and Savior. He's the word of God.
What's the context of what I'm saying? Getting into the kingdom is what's important. Because everybody. Go ahead.
The word of God is important.
Okay. All I'm saying is there are some people that are gonna be judged, and after they're gonna be judged, they're going to the lake of fire.
Okay.
Correct?
Yep.
I don't want to be one of those people. The other nations don't want to be those people. So whether they in the kingdom serving tables and like you said carrying stuff for other nations, this is a peaceful time. We can't wrap our mind. There ain't gonna be servitude like how they treated us. We're not gonna be able to return. This is a justly God. You think he's gonna have us? Hey man, the same thing they did to us. Hey, Assad, y'all go build a boat. Matter of fact, go tell them to build y'all a boat. And we just gonna take them across the shores up into Italy. Y'all come back. But while y'all on y'all way up there and back, beat them. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, it
Y'all
says
getting younger people. It sounds good to younger people that don't have a spiritual understanding. You know, they're just kind of like a militant like mindset, just from where they come from. But understand, man, teaching if that's gonna make if stand on the street corner, and I don't take this no disrespect, and you just telling white people, hey man, this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do.
that's
This
not what we do.
okay. Instead of
I don't spend my time telling other people how they're going to be condemned. I spend my time telling people what they need to do in order to not be condemned.
I'm,
And what they need to do to be saved. I don't.
so,
You may see some
and I
Israelites
hope
operate
I
like,
hope I wasn't putting y'all in a box.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hope I
I
wasn't putting,
understand your
but you
position. That's
understand what I'm saying.
yeah, I got you.
When most Israelites coming into this word, or have been in this for years, I've been in it 21 years. Here in Chicago, bro, we got all groups. You know what I'm saying here?
Yeah. My focus is not on hating other people. My focus is on loving God and getting my people to love
Okay.
God. That is the focal
Nobody
point
else,
of our
just
ministry.
so
That's the focal point of our ministry.
okay. Forget everybody else. So on the Passover, Gentiles, white people, Hamites cannot come to y'all Passover, any of y'all feasts, correct?
Exodus 12 and 43. This is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. That's what it says. Now, in the kingdom, will all nations worship God? Yes, and it'll be a beautiful thing.
In Exodus, does it also talk about the stranger
Yep,
taking the
an Israelite stranger.
all right.
All right, let's.
All
I
right, you're right. I get it.
40 minutes ago, but you see what's on the screen?
I saw it. I didn't understand the joke 20 minutes ago. So go ahead, leave with a joke, man.
You don't see what's on the screen.
Nah, man. Good night, too, brother.
He knows.
All right, brother.
Take care, brothers, man. Shalom, man. Grace and peace.
Okay. All praises. All right, Hassad. We normally do not go for 3 hours, man. What happened today, bro?
Man, good class. All praise to the Most High.
I'm tired. All right, so any last words, man, from my brother Hassad?
Good class. We got some definitely powerful information coming your way shortly, Lord willing. And make sure y'all just keep praying for each other. All praise to the Most High. We're getting up out of here soon. That's it.
Y'all heard what I said. The Bible said, if you flee America, you forfeit your opportunity to be saved first, according to the Bible. And if you're fleeing to escape the tribulation, he just gonna hunt you down and give you that harsh judgment wherever you try to run to. So with that, y'all, we're gonna end this by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahweh. We do so by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai and Shalom.
Shalom.